It's Tuesday, January 13th.
We want reliable, predictable tariffs so that we do know what they are and that we don't want them to be changing without subject notice.
The Premier will join the Prime Minister on his visit to China, leaving producers and suppliers feeling optimistic.
These rinks, as you all know, are so important to our communities. Whether it's sporting events or recreational activities, our local rinks are a place where people of all ages come together.
Rinks in the province are eligible for an increase in funding now. And extensions signed. The Rough Riders extend a pair of defensive players. Stay with us, Saskatchewan. Your morning starts right now. Welcome to Your Morning Saskatchewan. I'm Daryl.
And I'm Janelle Lipby. Good morning. We hope your day is off to a great start.
Better start than a couple of our staffers. That flu bug is starting to go around.
Yes.
It is. It sounds ugly.
Tis the season, yeah.
My goodness. But at least if you're going to be off and you're going to be sick, you got some nice weather today.
Exactly. Today's going to be beautiful, above seasonal temperatures even.
Boy, oh boy. Get to those outdoor rinks. Enjoy yourself if you can. Let's get to your news for this part of the hour. We begin with Prime Minister Mark Carney in Prince Rupert, BC today before heading out to China. While in BC, the Prime Minister will meet with Coastal First Nations to talk about major projects. Coastal First Nation leaders are opposed to proposed pipeline projects, saying they were not properly consulted before Ottawa signed its Memorandum of Understanding with Alberta. As for the visit to China, Ottawa is expecting progress, but not necessarily a breakthrough on tariffs.
This has been a building block process. I'm confident there will be outcomes and deliverables.
China hit Canada with tariffs on Canadian canola, pork, and seafood after Canada put a 100% tariff on Chinese-made EVs. However, the two countries may be more open to cutting a deal as they look to diversify trade from the U.S. Prime Minister Mark Carney is expected to meet with Chinese President Xi Jinping on Friday. This is the first visit to China by a Canadian Prime Minister in almost a decade. Saskatchewan Premier Scott Moe will also take part in some of those meetings. Sierra de Souza Butts reports.
Since China imposed tariffs on agricultural products, producers across Saskatchewan continue to feel the impacts.
We've seen our input costs have continued to rise, although maybe not as fast as they had been in the past, but they've continued to increase, and we're seeing our commodity prices decreasing.
In response to Canada imposing a 100% tariff on electric vehicles and a 25% tariff on steel and aluminum from China, the country imposed tariffs on Canadian exports, including canola, seafood, and pork. The ongoing trade dispute has caused uncertainty for those in the egg industry. But now that Prime Minister Mark Carney is making his first official trip to China, along with Premier Scott Moe, producers and suppliers are feeling a bit more optimistic.
We need China as a market for the products that we grow here. It's a very important market for the commodities that we grow. So ultimately, we need to see those trade relations normalized.
The 5-day trade mission intends to raise Canada's engagement on trade, energy, agriculture, and international security with China, along with expanding its markets for Canadian goods with countries other than the U.S. In an email statement, Premier Scott Moe said Canada and Saskatchewan need a strong relationship with China, and these meetings support the process of recalibrating how we work together.
You can't ignore the economic giants, China, India, the United States.
Al-Khatib says a face-to-face visit is the only way a resolution can be reached to rebuild Canada's international trade relations.
Tariffs are the new weapon of, establishing the new world order in trade. So what we want is reliable, predictable tariffs so that we do know what they are and that we don't want them to be changing without subject notice.
We just want to see some normal trade again. We want to be able to make a living.
Carney's visit will be the first by a Canadian Prime Minister since 2017. As for Moe, this will be his second time traveling to the country within the last 6 months. Sierra de Souza Butts, CTV News, Regina.
We'll continue to monitor that situation. In the meantime, the family of a 36-year-old patient who died after an altercation in hospital in Saskatoon last week is now demanding answers. Jeremy Dodge all over this story. What are we learning, JD?
Daryl, we're talking about Trevor Dubois, who was undergoing chemo treatment for a brain tumor at Royal University Hospital Friday when his mother received a call that he had died after an altercation with hospital security. Police were called in to investigate. They were told security went into Dubois' room because they believed he had a gun. Investigators said an imitation firearm along with meth and drug paraphernalia were found. But Dubois' family says the imitation was actually a cigarette holder and lighter shaped like a gun with pink and yellow colors. Police declined to share a photo or additional info on the imitation, noting the investigation's ongoing.
I have no answers. I just want to know what happened. What time of death? What time did he pass? How did he pass? Where did he pass? And why?
The health authority says the security guard involved has been suspended and an independent review into the officer's use of force is underway. Dubois is being remembered as someone who wanted to make the world a better place. As a social worker, he was known for supporting youth in northern Saskatchewan. Now, more than 200 staff at another Saskatoon hospital are calling on the province and the health authority to create a safety plan and respond to violence and safety concerns. A letter written Sunday night addressed to senior leadership at the Saskatchewan Health Authority and the provincial government are giving a look at what employees are experiencing at St. Paul's Hospital. The letter signed by emergency room staff provides testimonials where workers describe having blood spit on them and many instances of weapons being used or concealed. It says a grenade was brought into the emergency room. People have been tased in the waiting room and security have been stabbed, with other staff being kicked, punched, or wrestled to the ground. The letter calls for more security, safety measures, and things like metal detectors to help address violence. The CTV News reached out to the SHA about the letter, but have yet to hear back. Daryl, we are continuing to follow the water situation in Calgary.
Yeah, Jeremy, people in Calgary being urged to follow water restrictions as it rises to unsustainable levels once again.
As we refill this pipe and bring it back up to pressure, there's still a real chance that we could see another break.
It's been 2 weeks since that main feeder broke. The pipe has now been fixed and systems are slowly coming back online. But officials say after it's trending down for a day, water usage in the city back up to 505 million liters. Officials say a sustainable level to refill underground reservoirs is 485 million liters or less. City is continuing to ask people to cut down on showers, toilet usage, and to only run full loads of laundry and dishes. A suspect connected to that $20 million gold heist at Pearson Airport in 2023 has now been arrested. Police say Arsalan Chowdhury was arrested yesterday after landing in Toronto from Dubai. His arrival and arrest were prearranged. Chowdhury is facing charges including theft over $5,000. 10 people have now been charged in connection to this heist. Most of the stolen gold has not been recovered. 8 luxury cars worth a total of $2 million were stolen right out of a showroom in Oakville, Ontario.
I've heard a lot of stories. I've been in this business for over 40 years, and to see it finally hitting you is quite upsetting.
Security videos show the thieves smashing through a glass door at the dealership. They managed to clear out every car in the showroom. The cars taken include 2 Porsches, 3 Mercedes-Benzes, 2 BMWs, and a $600,000 Ferrari. This happened early Sunday morning, and there were no people in the showroom at that time. Police say the theft may be linked to organized crime. 3 of the stolen cars have been found. Speed cameras could soon be installed in Nova Scotia neighborhoods.
In the past month, I've had 3 near misses where I've almost been hit in the sidewalk, walking my dog, and also carrying my 4.5-month-old son.
The topic of speed cameras came up at a public meeting where dozens of residents spoke about excessive speeding on Waverley Road in Dartmouth. As we know, there is much debate over the technology behind speed cameras, with Ontario moving away from them in November. Dartmouth East Councillor Tony Mancini says increased enforcement would be the ideal solution, but there aren't enough officers for that. He says speed cameras are the next best option, but it'll be another 8 to 12 months before people can expect to see those on the roads. An investigation has surfaced after a bizarre bizarre sight involving a group of 8-year-old hockey players brawling on the ice without any parents stepping in. Probably seen this trending on social media because it's everywhere right now. Wild scene in Pennsylvania at the Mites on Ice event during the intermission of an American Hockey League game. Players throwing punches, swinging sticks, even hurling themselves on top of each other. The Atlantic Amateur Hockey Association condemning the chaos, promising disciplinary action against players and team officials involved in what it calls a staged fight. My kid just did that intermission game thing. Nothing like that happened. Rinks in the province now eligible for an increase in funding, by the way. The provincial government is doubling funding for the Community Rink Affordability Grant. Recipients can receive $5,000 per rink. The province is now committing to more than $3.2 million a year.
These rinks, as you all know, are so important to our communities. Whether it's sporting events or recreational activities, our local rinks are a place where people of all ages come together.
Applications for the grant are now open and remain open until the 27th of the month of February. CFL winter meetings are taking place in Calgary this week with a long list of discussions on the agenda. Most notably, the league's announced rule changes.
Once the 25 season concluded, you have a little bit more time to look at those things, and some of the things that are being proposed, you can kind of steal a little bit of ideas from different places and different situations.
Next step in its evolution.
The league is taking the next step toward their implementation and exactly what that'll look like on the field as coaches and general managers discuss the new rules with the league for the very first time.
Make sure you don't change too much because you'll never know which rule made the difference, which one did. So, change a little bit here and there, sure, but make sure you keep the game, which has made it a good game, a great game, and what we feel like is highly competitive each and every week.
Other topics and potential changes on the agenda include modifications to short yardage plays, overtime formats, playoff structure, free agency, and a review of the replay center's mandate. Lots to talk about there, and not as much here, which is a good thing because that means we're dealing with some pretty nice temperatures.
That's right. Our temperatures are beautiful, above seasonal, but with that wind chill, we're feeling a little bit lower. So let's take a look here at the current temperature in Regina. 0 degrees, a beautiful start here to our Tuesday morning. Again, with that wind, which is west at about 28 kilometers per hour, we are feeling close to -5 in the city currently. Again, we are expecting to see a windier week ahead of us as well. So the temperatures are beautiful, still dress warm. So sunny, once that sun does rise, we are expecting to see a fairly cloudless sky. Over to Saskatoon now, -3, seeing those wind speeds headed west-southwest at about 11 kilometers per hour. Again, a sunnier day, feeling close to -6. Now let's look at this futurecast. You can see a couple systems here moving through the province. Some clouds rolling through as well. Precipitation is expected. We'll get more into that coming up, and we do have some snow on the way this week as well. For our wind gusts, we are expecting to see anywhere from 20 to close to 50 kilometer per hour winds here today and into the rest of the week. So again, that is impacting the temperatures. No matter how beautiful they look, it will feel a little bit colder. For our current temperatures, Stony Rapids seeing -22, Buffalo Narrows 1 degree, South End -14. Nipawin and Hudson Bay 3 degrees, Spiritwood 2. Kindersley 3 degrees. We've got Weyburn 3 degrees as well. Estevan 2 along with Yorkton and East End 5. For our highs today, the Battleford seeing 3 degrees. Prince Albert expecting to see some precipitation, some scattered flurries coming through 3 degrees as well. Weyburn 4, Moose Jaw 4 along with Swift Current, and Swift Current seeing some of that rain later today. For our 7-day forecast here in Regina, 1 degree is our high for today. As we get into tomorrow, we'll see 2 degrees. Now Thursday, some scattered flurries. 0 degrees though still, but those wind speeds are quite high on Thursday. They're headed northwest at close to 48 kilometers per hour. Over to Saskatoon now, 1 degree as our high for today. Tomorrow we'll see that one continue, and on Thursday 0 degrees again with those high wind speeds northwest at about 47 kilometers per hour. And on Friday, wrapping up the week a little bit cooler at -9, but seeing those winds slow down at about 16 kilometers per hour.
That's you.
All right, this is me. In case you missed it, hundreds of transit riders in London dropped their trousers to ride the subway.
Why not?
Why not? Several people stripped down to their underwear as part of an event called the No Trousers Tube Ride. The tradition dates back to 2002 with 7 participants riding the subway in New York in their underpants. It has since become an event in several major cities worldwide. Okay.
Well, good thing we don't have a subway here in Saskatchewan.
What do you mean, good thing? We need more pants optional activities, transit or otherwise.
I love that we're getting Jeremy's
Follow me for more great public ideas.
I did not expect that. I got to be honest with you.
Okay, sure.
Well, who wants to wear leg prisons all the time?
Don't let
freedom, baby.
Don't let fear or common sense hold you back, JD.
Do your thing.
You do. It makes you happy, and others around you somewhat question their own being.
Yes.
Question of the day is where we're at.
Yes. So our question today is, what's one thing you can't start your day without?
I was going to say something else, but now I'm going to say without putting my pants on.
I was going to ask Jeremy, but I feel like we know now.
That's a good one.
Now we know.
Now we know.
Every day when I walk into the studio, I wish Bailey a happy birthday. She's our studio camera person.
Yes, looking at us right now.
Can't start my day without that. Can't start a show.
That's right. If I had to choose...
You're a coffee person?
I'm a coffee person, and I did send a text in the group chat this morning and said, I'll be right there. I'm just kissing my cat on the forehead, and that is something that I do every morning.
That's nice.
It's very nice. It's my ritual.
You probably go in and wake up your teenagers when you leave in the morning, right, JD? And you're like, hey, bye, have a great day. Here's the kiss on the cheek.
That's a great way to start a day.
I'm going to start a rumble, and I'm going to get out of here.
Yeah,
well,
we
want to hear from you. We're so excited. Send us over your answers. You can text us at 10400, standard message, and data rates may apply, or you can scan the QR code to send us your answer. We are very excited to hear from you. Before we go into break, here is a look over Saskatoon.
Oh, baby. City of...
Hey there, Matt Scooby inside the SportsCenter newsroom with your must-see moment from Monday. And for it, we've actually got 2 moments from Liverpool's FA Cup match. Taking on third-tier Barnsley, 9 minutes in, midfielder Dominic Szoboszlai unleashes a screamer from distance. Check out the non-reaction. Not been there, done that vibes. His 6th goal across all competitions this season is a beauty. That was the good. Here is the really bad. Still in the first half, Szoboszlai being chased back, flubs the back heel right in front of his keeper, gifting a goal to Barnsley. A shocking blunder by the Hungarian international. Liverpool did go on to win it 4-1, but Szoboszlai's highs and lows is your must-see moment. Well, today on TSN, Canada takes on Sweden to wrap up the group stage at the Women's Under-18 Worlds. The winner will clinch first place in Group A. Coverage begins 4 p.m. Eastern on TSN1. That's all from the SportsCenter newsroom. Have a great day.
GLP-1 medications like Ozempic, Wegovy, Mounjaro, and Zepbound have transformed weight loss since they hit the market. Until now, these drugs required weekly injections. But new trials from Novo Nordisk and Eli Lilly show that taking a daily pill could deliver similar results. In studies, people who were obese or overweight with conditions like high blood pressure lost at least 10% of their body weight after about a year on the pill. They also had better control of blood pressure and blood sugar. The total weight loss with the pills was a little less than with the injectables, but experts say having a pill option could make it easier for more people to stick with treatment. These pills are not yet FDA approved, but companies hope they will be available soon. In the meantime, if you're looking to lose weight, talk to your doctor about which approach, including available medications, is best for you. With this Medical Minute, I'm Melissa Adon.
School Day forecast is brought to you by CAA School Safety Patrol, working together to keep our school zone safe. By the time you get onto the bus, it'll be 0 degrees in Regina. And by the time noon rolls around, 1 degree, and that's staying consistent at about 3 p.m. final bell. Over to Saskatoon now, -3 by the time you get onto the bus. Lunchtime will be 2 degrees, and final bell seeing some sunshine come out and 1 degree. As we go to break, here's a look at today's gas prices in Regina. The common cost to fill up is $1.17.9. You can find regular fuel for as low as $1.02.9. And in Saskatoon, common cost is $1.17.9, and the lowest you might find is $1.15.9. Taking a look at the farm markets, the street price of canola is $561.02 per ton, and the futures price is $607.80 per ton. Over to amber durum wheat being $274.92 per ton, and red spring wheat is $250.53 per ton. And the Canadian dollar begins the day trading at 72.07 cents US. After the break, why the tech sector in Saskatchewan just got a little stronger.
Welcome to your morning Saskatchewan. It is 6:30. Statistics Canada cutting hundreds of jobs. The layoffs will begin this week with 100 immediate layoffs. The federal agency confirms it's entering into a workforce adjustment period, impacting about 850 positions and 12% of its executive team. Last fall, Finance Minister François-Philippe Champagne said the Canadian Public Service had grown too large. The Liberals are looking to reduce the size of the service from its peak at more than 367,000 employees in March of 2024 to 330,000 by 2029. Crews working to fix a water system failure on the Peter Ballantyne Cree Nation are making some progress, but residents are still being asked to conserve water this morning. In an update yesterday, the First Nation said the water plant reservoirs were full over the weekend, but levels dropped when intake pipes were shut down for testing. Crews were also having issues with temporary pumps being frozen and had to install heaters at the pumping site. In addition to conserving water since the failure last week, residents are being asked to boil their water. Schools are expected to remain closed for the next few days. A man who was a part of a group that stabbed a Prince Albert security guard has pleaded guilty to an assault with a weapons charge. That stabbing happened last January. At the time, police said 3 suspects, 2 women and 1 man, stole the victim's keys. The victim then followed the suspects and a fight broke out. The 24-year-old security guard was treated by paramedics and transported to hospital following the stabbing. Gilbert Robillard had pleaded guilty to being party to an offense with assault with a weapon. He spent the last 371 days in custody for the incident and has been released on a 12-month probation and is prohibited from contacting the victim. Sean Kundra, who works as a realtor in Calgary and Regina, has been ordered to pay 2 separate fines by the Saskatchewan Real Estate Commission. This stemming from Kundra offering to pay his account manager to tamper with multiple Google business profiles of competing real estate companies. As a result, his certificate of registration has been suspended for a month and ordered to pay a fine of $10,000. A challenge to the Charter of Rights and Freedoms is underway in BC Supreme Court, raising questions over whether publicly funded faith-based hospitals should be allowed to ban medical-assisted dying.
It is crushing to know that Sam's last memory on this earth was that of extreme pain caused by the transfer.
We are learning more this morning about Sam O'Neill, the 34-year-old who had terminal cancer, died in 2023. With her final hours, she was forced to leave Vancouver's St. Paul's Hospital to receive an assisted death. That's because the Catholic-run publicly funded hospital does not allow MAID. Her family says the exemption robbed Sam of what would have been a peaceful goodbye. Her mother is now the lead plaintiff in a constitutional challenge that would have Canada-wide implications, a ruling expected by late summer. The CFIA has issued a nationwide recall for no-name brand beef burgers because of a potential E. coli contamination. The recall affects about 1.36 kilogram packs of no-name beef burgers with the best before dates of May 5th, 2026. There haven't been any reported illnesses associated with the recall as of yet. CFIA says if you have one of these products, either throw it out or return it. More details available at ctvnews.ca. A Regina catering company that provides job training for people with cognitive cognitive differences is expanding. Munch Catering will operate a restaurant at the former YMCA building on 13th Avenue. The nonprofit food service has been operating since 2016. The new cafe will continue with catering while also providing staff with restaurant work experience.
Munch Catering, we just moved here in this building. We now opened up a live cafe, and we work with people who have cognitive differences, just who need a little bit more support. And I basically work with them and teach them how to cook and utilize their skills. So we were previously a catering company, and we're still doing catering, but now we have a live cafe as well.
The Munch Cafe is located alongside the Nest Health Centre, which is Regina's largest medical practice. If you're looking to purchase an electronic device in the future, you may want to do it soon. Prices are on the rise thanks to AI. Hallie Mandrick explains.
As artificial intelligence is becoming more common, the technology required for personal devices is becoming more expensive.
RAM's a pretty important part of computers, and RAM's going to be about 3 times more expensive comparatively to what it was even last year or last month.
Random access memory, better known as RAM, is crucial in the functionality of nearly all forms of personal technology, from computers to smartphones to gaming consoles and even TVs. But it's not always powerful enough to support AI.
There's sort of the traditional RAM that we all use in our phones, our cars, laptops, like say your PlayStation. And then what AI needs is a slightly different product. It needs what we call sort of a high bandwidth memory. And so it's similar in concept, but it's built sort of completely different.
So Mezcal says many major producers are shifting their focus to build technology that can meet the increasing demands of AI. That means it will likely strain the supply of traditional RAM for consumer products. The impact is filtering across the country, including Saskatchewan, causing an increase in prices at stores for common tech products and uncertainty among retailers.
I mean, it's never fun having to sell people things for more money than it was, say 6 months ago, but there's not really a concern. I guess we have to wait and see what happens.
While many consumers are interested in buying the most up-to-date technology, Mezcal offered some advice for those planning a big purchase in the future.
You might get that additional productivity piece because of the higher quality of the technology, but there's going to be a higher cost. So people are going to have to make that decision. If you don't need that, if what the product available today is good enough, you're probably better to act quicker.
Mezcal predicted that this supply issue will likely be resolved within the next 2 years. However, there is no guarantee that the prices will drop after the issue is resolved. Hallie Mandrick, CTV News, Saskatoon.
NASA's Artemis II mission could launch in less than a month. Possible launch dates start February 6th, running until the end of April. Each date has a launch window that lasts for a couple of hours. This is the first crewed mission of the Artemis program and NASA's first trip back to the moon since 1972. The crew will include Canada's Jeremy Hansen, who's poised to become the first non-American to go beyond Earth's lower orbit. NASA is warning delays are possible. Artemis 1 was delayed 3 times before launch. It was an unusual face-off between 2 very different animals at a zoo in Poland. That little muntjac deer weighing in at 37 pounds goes face to face with the massive Indian rhino, tipping the scales at about 3,700 pounds. In the end, it was the diminutive deer who chased away the huge rhino. Good for him. Zookeepers say it was all in fun, and the gentle giant was just, playing around a little bit, protecting his mate. The Saskatchewan Roughriders have taken steps to shore up the defensive side of the ball. He's a track star. The Riders signed Tavon Campbell to a contract extension yesterday. He received a CFL All Honors for his 6 interceptions last year, including a pick 6. Riders also extending linebacker Jameer Thurman.
Some corners with a little bit of size and some speed, and even TC was out there, laying a couple hits last year. He's got some magnets in his hands, and we're really based off of turnover football.
And very important to get Jameer back. He's one of our leaders, obviously a team captain, just a consummate professional. Works his butt off, gives us some continuity at the middle linebacker spot.
All right, we get over to the Weather Center, and you are going to do birthdays in just a little while. And a little disclaimer, there are still people sending emails to the wrong email address, and they will be missed. So make sure you are sending them to Your Morning Saskatchewan at ctv.ca. You can't call us and tell us you didn't get your email because it's on the screen there. What's going on in the Weather Center today?
That's right. Well, we've got some beautiful temperatures to start off our Tuesday here. Again, that wind chill is making it feel a little bit cooler, but let's take a look here at this current temperature so far. So in Regina, 0 degrees, but those winds are headed west at about 28 kilometers per hour. So it is feeling like about -5 here in the city to start off our day, and that will continue on throughout the day into the evening and into the rest of the week as well. We'll get more into those wind speeds coming up, but let's take a look at Saskatoon here first. -3, 11 kilometer per hour winds. So seeing those a little bit slower over Saskatoon. And once that sun does rise, plenty of it is to be had. Now let's look at the future cast. So you can see a couple systems of precipitation moving through the province here. This is this afternoon around 1:15. We will be seeing a little bit of rain moving through, especially in the Swift Current area. You'll see that here in our forecast coming up. For our wind gust speeds, though, let's talk about that, because again, that is making these beautiful temperatures feel cooler than what they actually are. So this is going throughout the morning into the evening as well. We'll be seeing anywhere from 20 to nearly 50 kilometer per hour winds. So despite those temperatures looking nice, still bundle up because it does feel cool out there. For our current temperatures in Saskatchewan, Stony Rapids is at -22. Buffalo Narrows 1 degree, South End -14. Spiritwood and Prince Albert 2 degrees, and Nipawin, Hudson Bay both at 3 degrees. Kindersley 3 degrees as well. Estevan 2 degrees, along with Yorkton. Wynyard currently at 1. For our highs today in Saskatchewan, the Battleford seeing 3 degrees, along with Prince Albert, who will be seeing some of that precipitation in the form of snow. Now Estevan 3 degrees, seeing some cloudiness in the sky. Moose Jaw 4 degrees, and seeing those wind speeds. For our 5-day forecast here in Regina, 1 degree is our high for today. We'll get through till Thursday when we start to see some of that snow coming down. Still 0 degrees, but those wind speeds are 48 kilometers per hour, so feeling much cooler, especially with some of that snow. Over to Saskatoon now, 1 degree as the high for today. We'll get through the rest of the week up until Thursday. Thursday, for most of Saskatchewan, is the day where we're seeing those very high wind speeds. In Saskatoon, those winds are headed northwest at about 47 kilometers per hour.
Global central bankers, including Canada's Tiff Macklem, have thrown their support behind U.S. Fed Chair Jerome Powell after the Trump administration ratcheted up its already unprecedented pressure campaign against the Federal Reserve. Reacting to the threat of criminal charges being leveled at the U.S. Monetary Authority, central banks, including the European Central Bank and the Bank of England, said they stand in full solidarity with the Fed and Powell. Macklem, in a statement Monday, said that the Fed chair reflects the very best in public service and has his full support. Well, as Canadians struggle with soaring prices, McDonald's says it's trying to offer them a break today by dropping the price of its value menu and expanding the number of discounted items it offers as consumers struggle with the higher cost of living, and they're cutting back on even the cheapest restaurant visits. The fast food giant is announcing its McValue meal bundles will now cost $5 before tax, down from $5.99, a price that the company has committed to freeze for a year. The discount menu will also now include 4 breakfast combos during morning hours. Those are your morning business headlines. For B&M Bloomberg, I'm Roger Peterson.
It's a common misconception that online harm to kids is happening in the dark, shadowy corners of the internet. What the Canadian Centre for Child Protection is finding is that it's happening on the most popular platforms that teens are using every day. To tell us more about this and what we can do as parents to protect our kids is Camelia Lane. Good morning. Thank you for your time.
Good morning. Thanks for having me here.
So jumping right on in here, what harms are teens facing on the internet right now?
So teens are facing a variety of different harms related to online sexual violence. Particularly in this report, we highlighted the fact that children are receiving unwanted sexual messages from individuals, unsolicited sexual images. So folks are sending them, or offenders are sending them, sexual images unprovoked. And they're also being pressured to send their own sexual images as well to these individuals.
Where are these harms happening most commonly?
Right now, we're seeing them on some of our most popular platforms that we are aware of. So Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, a lot of the places that kids congregate frequently online is where we're seeing those.
Just how common is this for teens to be encountering this kind of harm?
From the report that we conducted, or the survey that we conducted, we are seeing that this is happening honestly quite frequently. The fact that it is an estimated 9 in 10 teens in this report alone that reported that this is happening is proof enough that they're experiencing it almost on a daily basis.
So these are some scary statistics, Camelia. As parents, we want to know how we can protect our kids. I'm sure there's a number of ways that we can do that, but I just want to start with this question in particular. Should we be just removing our kids from social media?
That would be a personal decision for parents themselves, of course. This could potentially, kids are... It's a connected world right now. It's an online connected world. So if that is not a step that parents are willing to take, then there are certainly other steps that they can take to help keep their kids safe. They're the first line of defense. So there are multiple steps that can be taken in order to help keep them safe that we could talk about.
All right, well, let's jump into all of those. If parents are not thinking, I want to fully remove my kids from social media, what are some other steps that we can take?
So we can certainly set some precedents within the household itself. They're the kids, you're the parents. So start talking about things like a standard where you are able to review the different apps that your kids are downloading and are contacting others on. Let them know that you are going to be checking, their contact list to know that they're speaking with people that they know in real life. Occasionally checking the messages that they receive. Other things that you can also do is review the privacy settings of the apps that your kids are on. So in order to do that, go through it with them, learn about the apps yourself, see what those privacy settings are. So if they're able to block people that they do not know, block them from, sending messages to them if they do not know them, or if they're not on the friends list, who can tag them in certain posts, things of that nature. Those are some settings that you would want to go through. You can also ask them about their messages, ask them what kind of things they're talking about, what people are asking them for, things of that nature. And also reassure them, just let them know that you are there to keep them safe, that you are an open place where they are able to report. A lot of these kids talk about feeling shame and fear and worry about being blamed for the things that they encounter online. So knowing that they have a safe place in their parents to tell them about these situations is paramount for sure.
Thank you so much for your time this morning, Camelia.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
It's January 13th, and we have these milestones to share with you. Happy belated 35th birthday to Yolanda. This is coming from your dad, James, who hopes your day was extra special. Happy 8th birthday to Hannon. Your mom, dad, V, and the rest of your family hope you have a fantastic year ahead. Happy 4th birthday to Malcolm. Your grandpa, Aaron, and Ava hope your day is filled with fun and laughter. Happy 107th birthday to Edith. Lots of love from all your family.
Milestones, brought to you by Harbor Landing Village, an award-winning senior care and living community in Regina.
If you have a milestone coming up, you can send us an email at yourmorningsaskatchewan@ctv.ca, or you can scan that QR code on your screen. Please make sure to send them at least one day in advance.
I love this woman, and I have to tell her.
Rom-com fans can spend their Valentine's Day weekend at the movie theater watching the re-release of an 80s classic. Pretty in Pink is returning to cinemas to celebrate its 40th anniversary. You can catch the film, written by John Hughes and starring Molly Ringwald, John Cryer, and Andrew McCarthy, in theaters February 12th through 16th.
Love you, brother. Be careful. I will.
After picking up 2 Golden Globe Awards Sunday, Sinners is now a top nominee for the 57th annual NAACP Image Awards. The Michael B. Jordan film scored 18 nods in the motion picture categories. Bel Air leads the TV categories with 7 nominations, while Kendrick Lamar leads all music nominees with 6. The ceremony will take place February 28th.
And I can't be without you, baby.
Mary J. Blige is heading to Sin City for her first ever Las Vegas residency. She'll be playing 10 shows at Park MGM in May and July. Tickets go on sale this Friday. And Grey's Anatomy star Patrick Dempsey turned 60 today. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. Melissa Adon, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Oh, look at that. From one McDreamy to another. Chase, good morning.
Well, get out of here. Good morning, Daryl.
What's going on the
We're talking, actually, did you see that staged fight over the weekend? It was in the intermission of a Hershey Bears game, and they had, like, the 8-year-olds on the ice. Honestly, the first time I saw it, too, these kids were just, like, throwing fists, and then they were fighting each other. Goalies were running into it, too. And you had to think, it was like, where are the parents or the coaches or the refs? But, no, it was all staged just to get a little bit of a laugh and reaction out of the crowd. Well, now they could face some discipline from the league and officials, too. So we're talking about that. If you think they deserve some discipline to go along with it, too, you can weigh in by texting 54321. And don't forget, too, we're going to be calling out another name for All Access that can win you those concert tickets for a year. That name calling out after 7:10. And if you haven't entered yet, purecountry927.ca to do so.
See, that's the greatest prize in all of radio I've ever heard of. Free tickets to everything that comes to town, Jeremy?
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, I'd be okay with that.
Isn't that great? Nothing better than starting your day off like this, perhaps. These seniors seem to agree. DJ AG donates his time and skills to care homes in the Rumford area in the United Kingdom. Cool. He encourages them to sing and dance and participate. It's great.
Aww.
Look at that. Get up and active. Try something different.
That's really, really sweet.
Little Neil Diamond on your Tuesday.
Yep.
Jeremy, what do you got for us?
We have a mixer mishap.
Why did you do that?
Yeah.
She was doing just fine.
Yeah.
Little setback.
Didn't see that coming.
No.
Come on. Obvious outcome here.
What do you even do?
Did that for the gram.
You unplug it, I get. Yeah.
What do? It's already got a clean rag on there. You clean the counter. It's like a buffer.
Yeah.
It's just like, might as well just buff all that stuff out. Time out. We're back after this. Tuesday, January 13th.
I have no answers. I just want to know what happened. What time of death? What time did he pass? How did he pass? Where did he pass? And why?
The family of a 36-year-old patient who died after an altercation with a Saskatoon hospital security guard now demanding answers.
This is the next stage of what the Prime Minister has been after since, again, back in about June of 2025.
Prime Minister Mark Carney will get his chance to open up trade with China as he leaves for his visit today.
And I'd say the tech sector that we've got here developing in the province certainly recognizes the value of AI, and has honestly been utilizing it for quite a while now.
The tech sector in Saskatchewan just got a little bit stronger thanks to a $2.2 million investment from Innovation Saskatchewan. Stay with us, Saskatchewan. Your morning starts right now. Welcome to Your Morning Saskatchewan. I'm Daryl.
And I'm Janelle. Thank you for being back with us.
Hey, and we've got to remind you that if you are sending birthdays, milestones into the show, the email address to do so is yourmorningsaskatchewan@ctv.ca. If you're sending it to anywhere else, they will be missed. We don't have that inbox anymore, don't have access to it. So very important disclaimer, because you keep calling me and I keep saying, where'd you email? And you say the wrong one. And I say, but we tell you. We tell you twice a day. What's going on in the weather today?
Well, we've got beautiful temperatures above seasonal, but those wind speeds are very, very strong. So that will make things feel a little bit cooler.
Oh, are we measuring our weather and how far your trash can's going to travel down the street today?
Today, yes.
Yes.
Today,
yes. Batten the hatches. Here we go. Let's get your weather in just a minute. First, we're going to do your news. We begin with Mark Carney departing for China today for that meeting with Chinese President Xi Jinping. It's the first visit to the country by a sitting prime minister since 2017.
This has been a building block process. I'm confident there will be outcomes and deliverables.
Relations between China and Canada soured in late 2018 when Canada detained Chinese telecommunications executive Meng Wanzhou at the request of the U.S. China responded by arresting 2 Canadians on spying charges. Michael Kovrig and Michael Spavor were held until a deal was struck to facilitate the release of both Canadians and Meng Wanzhou in 2021. Tariffs have also complicated the relationship, as you know, between the two nations, with Canada putting a levy on Chinese electric vehicles, steel and aluminum, and China responding with tariffs on Canadian canola, which has impacted Saskatchewan greatly. Carney says the trip, which was announced last week, is being made because Canada is looking to build a competitive, sustainable and independent economy. And ahead of that trip, there is some optimism. Saskatchewan's premier will be joining on that trip. Sierra D'Souza Butts with why.
Since China imposed tariffs on agricultural products, producers across Saskatchewan continue to feel the impacts.
We've seen our input costs have continued to rise, although maybe not as fast as they had been in the past, but they've continued to increase, and we're seeing our commodity prices decreasing.
In response to Canada imposing a 100% tariff on electric vehicles and a 25% tariff on steel and aluminum from China, the country imposed tariffs on Canadian exports, including canola, seafood, and pork. The ongoing trade dispute has caused uncertainty for those in the egg industry. But now that Prime Minister Mark Carney is making his first official trip to China, along with Premier Scott Moe, producers and suppliers are feeling a bit more optimistic.
We need China as a market for the products that we grow here. It's a very important market for the commodities that we grow. So ultimately, we need to see those trade relations normalized.
The 5-day trade mission intends to raise Canada's engagement on trade, energy, agriculture, and international security with China, along with expanding its markets for Canadian goods with countries other than the U.S. In an email statement, Premier Scott Moe said Canada and Saskatchewan need a strong relationship with China, and these meetings support the process of recalibrating how we work together.
You can't ignore the economic giants, China, India, the United States.
Al-Khatib says a face-to-face visit is the only way a resolution can be reached to rebuild Canada's international trade relations.
Tariffs are the new weapon of, establishing the new world order in trade. So what we want is reliable, predictable tariffs so that we do know what they are and that we don't want them to be changing without subject notice.
We just want to see some normal trade again. We want to be able to make a living.
Carney's visit will be the first by a Canadian Prime Minister since 2017. As for Moe, this will be his second time traveling to the country within the last 6 months. Sierra D'Souza Butts, CTV News, Regina.
The other big story we're following on the day, Jeremy, comes from your neck of the woods. The family of the 36-year-old patient who died after an altercation in hospital last week now demanding answers.
Yeah, Daryl, the family obviously calling for answers after their loved one died in hospital. It happened at Royal University Hospital following a physical altercation with a security guard. As CTV's Laura Woodward reports, the family wants to know what happened.
He was special.
36-year-old Trevor Dubois is being remembered as a social worker who wanted to make the world a better place.
When the suicide crisis happened up north, he was there helping. I was so proud of him. I am so proud of him.
Dubois' older brother had lunch with him on Thursday, not knowing that would be their final moment together.
Make sure you don't lose your appetite. Don't get weak. And he goes, yeah, just watch. And sure enough, he beat me. Like, we had the same thing for lunch. We had clubhouses, and Finished his first. He's like, gotcha, bro.
Dubois was undergoing chemo treatment at Royal University Hospital. On Friday morning, his mother got a call that her son had died, not from a health complication, but after a physical altercation with security. Saskatoon police were called in to investigate. They say security went into his room because they believed he had a gun. Quote, following the incident, an imitation firearm was located, along with methamphetamine and drug paraphernalia. The Dubois family says the imitation gun was actually his lighter that's shaped like a firearm.
A cigarette holder and lighter, and it was pink and bright pink and bright yellow.
CTV News asked police what the imitation gun looks like, if they could share a photo so we could confirm if it matches the family's description, but police declined, noting this is an active investigation. Meanwhile, the Saskatchewan Health Authority says the security guard involved has been suspended and an independent review into the officer's use of force is underway.
I have no answers. I just want to know what happened. What time of death? What time did he pass? How did he pass? Where did he pass? And why?
Laura Woodward, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Thursday night.
The death of a woman in Prince Albert. Chelsea Crow pleaded guilty to the lesser charge of being party to an assault and unlawful confinement of Taya Sinclair, whose body was found burned at a snow dump by the Alfred Jenkins Fieldhouse in March of 2022. Crow had been charged with manslaughter. Sinclair was a 24-year-old mother of two and was reported missing a day before her body was found. A 59-year-old Michael Smilly pleaded not guilty to first-degree murder when his trial began. Crow will return for sentencing on January 30th. Well, the members of the military now on the ground at the Cree Nation in Manitoba, Daryl.
That's right.
The Army with their engineers and their logistics people are going to be taking a look at they're doing a site tour on the water plant right now, take notes and identify what needs to be fixed.
Leaders at the First Nations say they are getting the water treatment plant back online if the military's members' top priority. A power outage last month led to severe water damage at many homes in the community. More than 4,400 people have been forced out. About a quarter of them are on the move again when their hotel bookings in Thompson run out. Aside from the military, plumbers and other workers are coming out of other provinces to help. The leaders of the Saskatchewan First Nation are expressing frustration over what they call a lack of government response to the community's state of emergency. It's been more than a week since the remote Northern Ontario community declared a state of emergency after its water treatment system failed. Sewage backed up into homes and contaminated the water. The chief says no political leaders from Ontario have reached out and that the response from the federal government doesn't match the urgency of the situation. Indigenous Services Canada says water and wastewater management operations and consulting personnel have been deployed and that repairs are underway. The entire population remains under evacuation with hundreds already moved out. 8 luxury cars worth about $2 million were stolen right out of a showroom in Oakville, Ontario.
I've heard a lot of stories. I've been in this business for over 40 years. And to see it finally hitting you is quite upsetting.
Security video shows the thieves smashing through a glass door at the dealership. They managed to clear out every car in the showroom. The cars taken include 2 Porsches, 3 Mercedes-Benz, 2 BMWs, and a $600,000 Ferrari. This happened early Sunday morning. No people in the showroom at the time. Police say the theft may be linked to organized crime. 3 of the cars have now been found. An Ontario man accused of laundering money for an international drug smuggling operation is hoping for bail ahead of tomorrow's extradition hearing. 37-year-old Roland Sokovinsky is one of several Canadians facing extradition to the U.S. as part of an FBI investigation into Ryan Wedding, the former Olympic snowboarder, allegedly at the helm of the violent international drug trafficking ring. U.S. authorities allege Sokolovsky oversaw the books, obtained luxury goods for Wedding, and made a bejeweled necklace as payment for a murderer. The U.S. Treasury Department also alleges he transferred millions of dollars in drug money using cryptocurrency. His financial records are now before the courts, and his bail hearing is set to continue later today. People living along the Chilliwack River in BC are being told to be ready to go at a moment's notice because of the potential of flooding.
We just want people to be really ready to leave at a moment's notice should the need arise, and have things of importance ready to grab at a moment's notice.
An evacuation alert covers more than 200 properties to prepare for rising water. People spent yesterday filling and setting up sandbags. An atmospheric river has dumped as much as 100 millimeters of rain in the area. All of the BC coast is under high stream flow advisories or flood warnings. People are being told to stay away from fast-moving water. Rinks in the province of Saskatchewan eligible for an increase in funding. Provincial government doubling funding for the Community Rink Affordability Grant. Recipients can get up to $5,000 per rink. The province is committing $3.2 million a year.
These rinks, as you all know, are so important to our communities. Whether it's sporting events or recreational activities, our local rinks are a place where people of all ages come together.
Applications for the grant now remain open until February 27th. Saskatchewan Roughriders taking steps to shore up the defensive side of the ball. Boy, oh boy, Riders re-signing Tevon Campbell to an extension. He received all CFL honors for his 6 interceptions last year. He's a former Regina Ram and LA Charger, too.
Need a touchdown and a 2-point convert. Pressure, down he goes. Sacked again. Jameer Thurman coming in.
Riders also extending middle linebacker Jameer Thurman, last year's nominee for most outstanding defensive player. He had 86 tackles, 3 sacks, 3 interceptions, and a forced fumble.
Some corners with a little bit of size and some speed, and even TC was out there, laying a couple of hits last year. He's got some magnets in his hands, and we're really based off of turnover football.
And very important to get Jameer back. He's one of our leaders, obviously a team captain, just a consummate professional. Works his butt off, gives us some continuity at the middle linebacker spot.
Well, if you're interested in taking down your Christmas decorations, Christmas lights outside, today might be the day to do it, but a little windy.
Yes, today could be the day, but if you're heading up on a ladder, I would recommend to be very, very careful, because those wind speeds today and for the rest of the week are going to be quite high. We'll look more into that coming up here, but first let's look at this current temperature in Regina. 0 degrees, seeing those wind speeds about 26 kilometers headed west. So that is making the area feel closer to -7 for both Regina and Saskatoon. So the temperatures look beautiful, but don't be too surprised when you head outside and notice that it does feel cooler. That will be the theme for the day today over to Saskatoon, 0 degrees as well. Once that sun does rise, we will be seeing quite a bit of it. And in Saskatoon, those winds are headed west at about 26 kilometers per hour. Now let's really look at those wind speeds. So this is what we can expect to see today across Saskatchewan. We're seeing anywhere from 20 to nearly 50 kilometer per hour winds. So if you are taking down some Christmas decorations, be extra careful. It is a very windy day today. We are expecting to see that come about again on Thursday. For our current temperatures here in the province, Stony Rapids sitting at about -24. Buffalo Narrows and Spiritwood 1 degree. Prince Albert and Melfort 2 degrees. Nipawin currently at 3, along with the Battlefords and Kindersley. Assiniboia at 4 degrees. We've got East End at 5 and Yorkton 2 degrees. So these are what our highs are for today. Beautiful temperatures all around. Again, though, that wind chill is making things feel a little bit colder. The Battlefords will be seeing about 3 degrees along with Prince Albert. Yorkton 2 degrees, Estevan 3, and really starting to experience some of that wind. And Swift Current 4 degrees, seeing some precipitation in the form of rain coming here today. For our 7-day forecast in Regina, 1 degree will be our high. Again, seeing a sunnier day here today. Tomorrow, a beautiful 2 degrees. Now on Thursday, we are expecting to get some snow here in the Queen City. 0 degrees as that high, so still lovely temperatures. But those wind speeds are quite strong on Thursday. They're headed northwest at about 48 kilometers per hour. As we get into the rest of the week, however, and into the weekend, we'll start to see those wind speeds calm down just a little bit. And over to Saskatoon now, 1 degree is the high for today. Again, seeing that sunshine coming out. Tomorrow, a little bit cloudier, but again, that 1 degree mark. Now Thursday, all around a windy day in Saskatoon. Those winds are headed northwest at about 47 kilometers per hour. As we roll through the weekend and into Sunday, we'll be hitting about -14 and some precipitation. We're expecting to see snow on Sunday. Time for a rural forecast here this morning. Meadow Lake at 4 degrees, Lloydminster at 3 degrees, Spiritwood 2, seeing some snow showers coming through. Wynyard 1 along with Watrous. We've got East End Cypress at 6 degrees along with Rock Glen. Maple Creek 7, Kenora 2 along with Broadview and Pilot Butte 1 degree. Now let's take a look at Carnduff, where internet speeds up to 1 gig are available from SaskTel. 2 degrees as the high for today, seeing a mix of sun and clouds. Those winds are headed northwest at about 15 to 35 kilometers per hour.
Hey there, Matt Scooby inside the SportsCenter newsroom with your must-see moment from Monday. And for it, we've actually got 2 moments from Liverpool's FA Cup match. Taking on third-tier Barnsley, 9 minutes in, midfielder Dominic Szoboszlai unleashes a screamer from distance. Check out the non-reaction. Not been there, done that vibes. His 6th goal across all competitions this season is a beauty. That was the good. Here is the really bad. Still in the first half, Szoboszlai being chased back, flubs the back heel right in front of his keeper, gifting a goal to Barnsley. A shocking blunder by the Hungarian international. Liverpool did go on to win it 4-1, but Szoboszlai's highs and lows is your must-see moment. Well, today on TSN, Canada takes on Sweden to wrap up the group stage at the Women's Under-18 Worlds. The winner will clinch first place in Group A. Coverage begins 4 p.m. Eastern on TSN1. That's all from the SportsCenter newsroom. Have a great day.
Anyone that visits Australia wants to see a kangaroo naturally. But if you visit this wildlife park, you may see an extra special one.
Any tourist that comes to Australia, they all want to see a kangaroo. And to have the uniqueness of a white kangaroo is even more special.
Rather see a kangaroo than one of those dinner plate spiders that they offer, right?
Oh,
yeah.
God, yeah.
Yeah.
Or flying bats.
Yeah.
Flying foxes or whatever.
I hear a lot of bad things about dingoes. They got 35 white kangaroos. That's what we're talking about here. They are one of the rare places that breeds white kangaroos in captivity. And if you're wondering, it's a genetic strain.
Oh, they're so cute. I would do anything to experience this.
I would like to see who would win in a fight, him or one of these little, or Director Corey. Well, right?
Corey would school these.
You think
roos,
so? They're
no
tough.
question.
Have you ever seen the shredded ones on Instagram? They're the boxing in the street.
Those ones are different. These white ones seem a little less impressive.
Born and bred to rip and shred, that's for sure. Question of the day is where we go to next. What's the one thing you cannot start your day without?
Yeah, we got some really nice answers coming through here. One of my favorites is from Eric, who says, saying good morning to my mother.
All right. Coffee and Wordle starts the day for Terry.
Ah, yes. Very good.
We've also got Michelle here who says, can't start my day without coffee. We have a lot of coffee answers coming in.
This is where I tell you that I've never had coffee in my entire life.
Yes, Daryl's not a coffee guy.
I guess I don't know what I'm missing. Coffee or tea. Keely's been on a big tea kick lately.
Yeah, she has.
Big tea girl. What else we got?
She's good.
More coffee?
Coffee, must have it or the world will suffer. This is coming in from Michelle.
Okay.
Yes.
Heather's just talking general everyday hygiene. She just wants to brush her teeth and get on with her day.
Yeah, good for her.
That makes a lot of sense. You should absolutely do that.
Yes, recommend it. But there's still time to send in your answer. We want to hear from you. You can text us at 10400. Standard message and data rates may apply, or you can scan the QR code to send us over an email. We're very excited to hear from you.
I still think the kangaroo could take Corey. Time for your morning mystery. We've got our markers, we've got our whiteboards, we got 3 clues for you at home. You can play along with us. You can text your answer in. We'll find out after if you're right. It is a song today. This one was written by Jeff Moss, arranged by Joe Raposo. There. Well, we all have the answer now.
A good start.
We all know now. It debuted on Sesame Street on an episode on February 25th of 1970.
Okay.
So think back to your Sesame Street days. Okay. Originally sung by Jim Henson, who performed it as the Muppet character Ernie. I know it. Do you know it?
Oh, yes.
Come Come on.
Of course.
Corey, you do not help her.
Corey.
Yep. You do not help her in her ear. Is there more to it?
No, it is coming to me, though.
No, it's not.
Yes,
you
it
just got told.
Oh,
you just got told. I know you did. I can tell you did.
Hang on, everybody. I admit defeat.
Are we doing math over here?
I admit defeat.
You admit defeat. Rubber ducky? Why did I put ducky with an IE? That was dumb. Rubber. Oh, it is IE. Look at that. Today's Rubber Ducky Day. Today is National Rubber Ducky Day. That is your morning mystery. Get out of here with your question mark.
Studio consideration provided by Father's Furniture, specializing in quality Canadian-made furniture.
All right, let's take a look at that school day forecast brought to you by CAA School Safety Patrol, working together to keep our school zone safe. In Regina, by the time you get onto the bus, it'll be 0 degrees. By noon, we'll be hitting 1 degree, and about 3 p.m., final bell, 1 degree. Over to Saskatoon now, by the time you get onto the bus, at that 0 degree mark. And when lunch rolls around, we've got 2 degrees and final bell, starting to see some sun come out, and 1 degree. As we go to break, here's a look at today's gas prices in Regina. The common cost to fill up is $1.17.9. You can find regular fuel for as low as $1.02.9. And in Saskatoon, common cost is $1.17.9, and the lowest you might find is $1.15.9. Taking a look at the farm markets, the street price of canola is $561.02 per ton, and the futures price is $607.80 per ton. Over to Amber Durham wheat being $274.92 per ton, and red spring wheat is $250.53 per ton. And the Canadian dollar begins the day trading at 72.07 cents US. When we return, Stats Canada looking to shed jobs, according to a new report.
7:30 on your morning. Good morning. We begin with this. Statistics Canada is cutting hundreds of jobs. The layoffs will begin this week with 100 immediate layoffs. The federal agency confirms it's entering into a workforce adjustment period that'll impact about 850 positions and 12% of its executive team. Last fall, the finance minister federally said the Canadian Public Service had grown too large. The Liberals are looking to reduce the size from its peak at 367,000 employees down to 300 in March by 2029. Now, more than 200 staff at another Saskatoon hospital are calling on the province and the health authority to create a safety plan to respond to violence and safety concerns. A letter written last night addressed to senior leadership at the Saskatchewan Health Authority and the provincial government are giving a look at what employees are experiencing at St. Paul's Hospital in Saskatoon. The letter, signed by emergency room staff, provides testimonials where workers describe having blood spit on them and many instances of weapons being used or concealed. It says a grenade was brought into the ER. People have been tased in the waiting room, and security have been stabbed, with other staff being kicked or punched or wrestled to the ground. The letters call for more security, safety measures, and things like metal detectors to help address violence. CTV News has reached out to the SHA about the letter. We're waiting for a response. A man who was part of a group that stabbed a Prince Albert security guard has pleaded guilty to a assault with a weapons charge. That stabbing happened last January. At the time, police had 3 suspects, 2 women and 1 man, stole the victim's keys. Victim then went in pursuit. Fight broke out. 24-year-old security guard was treated by paramedics and taken to hospital. Gilbert Robillard pleaded guilty to being a party to an offense of assault with a weapon. He spent the last 371 days in custody for that incident and has been released on a 12-month probation and is prohibited from contacting the victim. The tech sector in Saskatchewan got a little stronger thanks to a $2.2 million funding boost. 9 projects have been selected for the portion of the funding, all with the intention of helping the Sask-made technologies reach new markets and continued growth. Artificial intelligence is a tool not only helping to improve many of the projects selected, but Saskatchewan's tech sector as a whole.
I'd say the tech sector that we've got here developing in the province certainly recognizes the value of AI, and it's honestly been utilizing it for quite a while now, and that's where we see a lot of the growth and development that's coming, is their utilization of AI. And I'd say it's a very important criteria for us to be looking at in the future as well.
An independent panel selected each recipient based on the business plan and how ready they are for commercialization. A Regina catering company that offers training for people with cognitive differences has opened a restaurant. Munch Cafe is located alongside the Nest Health Center on 13th Avenue in Regina, part of a repurposing of the former YMCA building. Wayne Mantica reports.
Plans are continuing to turn the former YMCA building on 13th Avenue into a health and fitness hub. The latest service to be added is a restaurant operated by Regina's nonprofit Munch Catering.
And we work with people who have cognitive differences, just who need a little bit more support. And I basically work with them and teach them how to cook and utilize their skills.
The former Y building is now owned by a group of doctors. They have established Regina's largest medical practice, known as the Nest Health Center. Over 100 professionals and support staff are offering a comprehensive range of services.
We're keen to build integrative teams that can work together in a collaborative way to provide really robust community-based care for patients. And with the community being able to provide primary care, make sure that patients have continuity of care, they're getting care where they need, when they need, without always having to resort to a hospital or an emergency room.
Part of the wellness focus is on prevention. The Nest offers a full range of fitness programs in areas once operated by the Y.
Your doctors, your physiotherapists, all the medical integrate with training and with functional movement, with playing, racquetball, squash, getting people to move, because movement is medicine.
Future plans call for a pharmacy and diagnostic services, including CT scans, all part of a collaborative approach to improve the well-being and care of patients. Wayne Mantica, CTV News, Regina.
Parked cars are making snow removal difficult in some areas of Edmonton, but it looks like towing is not an option.
As a homeowner, would you be happy with something like that in front of your house?
2 years ago, the city had hundreds of vehicles towed for snow removal, but this season, an allocated $100,000 for towing had already run dry by the end of the year. Ticketing is now the main means of enforcement. The city has 5 dedicated officers to issue fines, which start at $250 for violating a parking ban. Residents are being asked to keep an eye out for yellow signs so that crews are coming, and when the signage is present, to remove your cars from the roadway. An investigation has surfaced after a bizarre sight involving a group of 8-year-old hockey players brawling on the ice without any parents stepping in. Heard Chase from Pure Country talk about this, a wild scene in Pennsylvania at Mites on Ice. It was during the intermission of an American Hockey League game. Players throwing punches, swinging sticks, even hurling each other upon each other. It's gone viral online. The Atlantic Amateur Hockey Association is condemning the chaos, promising disciplinary action against the players and team officials involved in what it's calling a staged fight. Saskatchewan Rush are the first team in the NLL to 5 wins.
Kirsten Belgrave up front trying to get in lanes, and there's Zach Nance who will send it right down Main Street.
Ryan Keenan led the way with 6 goals, 6 assists. Robert Church finished with 8 assists. The Rush topped the Desert Dogs 21-15 in Vegas. Up next for the Rush is the first meeting ever with the Oshawa Firewolves, the team that relocated from Albany in the offseason. Let's get to the Weather Center. Let's talk all about that wind.
That's right. Well, we are seeing very high wind speeds this week. We are expecting to see that continue on as well, especially Thursday, and we'll get more into that coming up. But first, let's take a look at this current temperature right here in Regina at 0 degrees. Again, with that wind chill, it is feeling closer to -7 for both Regina and Saskatoon. So bundle up. Those winds are headed west about 26 kilometers per hour, and once that sun does rise, we'll be seeing plenty of it. Over to Saskatoon now, still at that 0 degree mark as well. Those winds are west at 26 kilometers. And again, sunshine today, which is beautiful to see. Now let's look at these wind speeds. So again, windy day today. We're expecting to see them lighten up a little bit tomorrow. But as we go into Thursday, they're going to get stronger. So today specifically, from this morning until this evening, we are expecting to see today, anywhere from 20 to nearly 50 km/h wind gusts. So despite that temperature looking very nice, you're going to want to bundle up wherever you're headed here today. For current temperatures in the province, Buffalo Narrows and Spiritwood are both at 1 degree. Nipawin 3, Melfort and Hudson Bay at 2 degrees. Kindersley and the Battleford's at 3 degrees. East End is at 5. Weyburn 2, Estevan 1, and of course Regina and both Saskatoon at 0 degrees. Now for our highs today in Saskatchewan, the Battleford seeing about 3 degrees along with Prince Albert. Swift Current at 4 degrees, seeing some showers coming through as well. Precipitation is expected today. Moose Jaw 4 degrees and again windy, and Yorkton 2 degrees. For our 5-day forecast here in Regina, 1 degree as our high for today, seeing that sunshine coming out as the sun rises. As we get into Thursday, precipitation is expected, this time in the form of some snow. 0 degrees, and that wind speed is headed northwest about 48 km/h, so it will feel much colder than 0 degrees. However, once we get into the weekend, we'll start to see those temperatures and those wind speeds begin to level out. Over to Saskatoon now, 1 degree is the high for today. Tomorrow, sitting at that 1 degree mark as well, but seeing a little bit more cloud cover in the sky. We'll get through the rest of the week, especially on that Thursday, where again 0 degrees, but those winds are at about 47 km/h. Beautiful weekend ahead for the Saskatoon area, though. Friday -9, and Saturday kicking off the weekend at 0 degrees and a lot more sunshine.
Wardrobe consideration by Colin O'Brien Man's Shop, defining contemporary style for over 20 years.
Regina police need your help to catch a serial shoplifter. The incidents happened between the dates of March 8th, 2025 and December 12th, 2025. A man attended several businesses across Regina and has stolen hundreds of dollars worth of merchandise. Here are pictures that were taken of the suspect. If you recognize this man, you're asked to call Crime Stoppers.
I'm Belton Johnson, board member for Regina Crime Stoppers. Did you know Crime Stoppers would pay up to $2,000 cash rewards for information on this or any other serious crime in Regina? Callers do not have to identify themselves. Calls are not traced or recorded. In Regina, Saskatchewan, and Canada, call Crime Stoppers at 1-800-222-TIPS. That's 1-800-222-8477. You can also access our website at www.reginacrimestoppers.ca. Remember, our community suffers when you remain silent. Please report crime.
Crime Stoppers is brought to you by Leak Audiology, helping you live well with better hearing.
Let's check in with the Regina Humane Society to see what they've got going on today. Bill Thorne is one of our favorite guests, and you've got one of your favorite pets with you.
Absolutely. This young guy is Waltz. He's about 2 years old. I'm not really sure exactly what he is, a shepherd mix of some kind, but beautiful chocolate colored fur, and really a nice guy. Takes a couple of minutes to warm up to you. I was telling you before the break last week, he wasn't sure about me and a couple other people, but look at him now. We've been hanging out for the last half hour this morning, and we're best buddies. And also nothing a couple of good treats couldn't fix, but I would really love to see this guy go home. He's become a staff favorite. We're all rooting for him. And his adoption has been fully sponsored by a generous member of our community, so there is no adoption fee for the adopter. I don't know how it gets any better than this. You get a super dog, save a few dollars so that you can buy some toys and some treats and all kinds of things for him instead.
This looks like just the perfect family pet.
Oh, he really seems that way. He doesn't even seem to shed much. I mean, he's like the perfect package. But I say he does. He's probably going to take a little bit to get used to his environment. He does seem a little bit shy, but boy, man, once he settles in, he's perfect.
Have to love that. And the one thing about the Humane Society is you've got that adopt shop in behind you somewhere. You can get everything you need for this little fella to come home with you.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got all the basics there. We try and keep it with some new things, too. We've got some treats in there now, which we didn't often have, and we're going to have cat litter before too long as well. But all the toys, treats, leashes, collars, that kind of stuff that you could need to get things going with your new pet, cat or dog, for sure.
How rewarding is it to watch some of these pets go out the door after they've come in sometimes really bad situations?
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Some animals come in and the stories are not happy ones, and it's one of those things that keeps everybody going here when you see a pet that, particularly the ones that came in under not great circumstances to go home. They're healed, they're happy, they're healthy, and going to their forever home. And it really is something. We have some animals where we have our entire staff in the atrium here saying goodbye to a pet that's been here for a while or had a particular story or for whatever reason. I mean, they're all great, but it is really rewarding when you see that happen for sure.
Can you walk me through the steps? Say I'm watching at home and I want to adopt this beautiful young pup. How do I go through the steps on this website and so forth?
Yeah, we make it as easy as possible. All the animals that are available for adoption are listed under adoptable pets on our website. You can see them. It's pretty much in real time as well. It is updated quite about every 20, 30 minutes or so. And then you can come down to the shelter. You do not need an appointment. We'll chat with one of our adoption counselors. We'll try and match you up with the best pet for you based on your lifestyle and what kind of animal that is and how they are in terms of energy and that kind of thing. And in many cases, in fact, most cases, they can go home the same day because they pretty much all had their sterilization surgery already and they're all set to go.
All right, Bill, ReginaHumaneSociety.ca for more information. We'll look forward to our next pet next week when that little guy has a brand new home.
I hope so. Take care.
Anna, Elsa, Olaf, and of course Sven. All of your favorites are coming to the stage at Regina's Globe Theatre. Disney's Frozen, the Broadway musical, has been extended until March 1st. And we're getting you as excited as we welcome in Jade McLeod and, of course, Kenny Choman. Better known as Elsa and Anna, most people know the story of Frozen. But how closely does your version follow this story?
It's pretty close. I mean, it is Disney's Frozen. There's a lot more songs, but also all of the hits that you know and love. There's Let It Go. There's First Time and Forever. Love's an Open Door.
In Summer.
In Summer. Can't forget Sweet Olaf.
Amazing. Well, this sounds like a ton of fun. And Jade, what drew you to the role of Elsa?
I mean, we love an anxious queen. Elsa's going through so much and stepping into her own and stepping into who she truly is, and I think that's a journey that I certainly relate with. I think a lot of people relate to her, and yeah, it's also just nice to sing my head off and get to sing these iconic songs.
What a ton of fun. And Kenny, how are you making Anna your own?
Anna, every time I go into a scene, I just think, what is the silliest thing that I could do? Because she is such a silly, silly goose. So that's the way that I've been looking at her. And then everything just comes from a place of love and almost innocence of believing the best in people too. So
for sure.
That's how I see her.
Amazing. And the show has already been extended.
Yes.
How great does it feel to know that everybody's so excited to come see you guys?
I mean, who doesn't like to be loved, right? It's Frozen. What's not to love about this iconic Disney story?
Yeah.
That's right. All right. And if somebody's maybe curious and getting some tickets coming to see you, where can they go for this?
They can go online to globetheaterlive.com, or you can call the box office at Globe Theater as well.
And get tickets because they're selling out. So
amazing. Okay, so tickets are a hot commodity. What has it been for you both to prepare for this? What has that been like?
It's been kind of a dream. This isn't a role that I thought was on my radar for a minute. I love to sing her material, but I just didn't think it was necessarily for me. But our brilliant director Jill Kiley has such a unique vision for this show. So it's simultaneously everything you know and love about the story, but also it reimagined in the round, first of all, but also in this just new, exciting way. There's a lot of puppets. There's more puppets than you'd expect.
Wow.
Whatever that means to you.
Yes. Well, this sounds fantastic. Thank you both so much for being here. I'm so excited for you, and you won't want to miss out on this. You can head to the Globe Theater website to get your hands on some tickets.
It's January 13th, and we have these milestones to share with you. Happy belated 35th birthday to Yolanda. This is coming from your dad, James, who hopes your day was extra special. Happy 8th birthday to Hannon. Your mom, dad, V, and the rest of your family hope you have a fantastic year ahead. Happy 4th birthday to Malcolm. Your grandpa, Aaron, and Ava hope your day is filled with fun and laughter. Happy 107th birthday to Edith. Lots of love from all your family.
Milestones, brought to you by Harbor Landing Village, an award-winning senior care and living community in Regina.
If you have a milestone coming up, you can send us an email at yourmorningsaskatchewan@ctv.ca, or you can scan that QR code on your screen. Please make sure to send them at least one day in advance.
All right, what's going on the radio station today, Chase?
We want to hear those toy prices that blew you away. You're out shopping for the kids and you see the price tag and heart just drops. There's a new set of Pokemon Legos just getting released here, and the most expensive, close to $1,000, which I thought was just mind-blowing. So you can join the conversation there, 54321. And hey, if you're spending all your money on Legos, well, let's get you some free concert tickets. We got more tickets for Tennille Towns to give away coming up after 8:30 this morning. So get us going with the iHeartRadio app, and those tickets could be yours.
Boy, oh boy. Chase, thank you so much for this. Have a great day.
Thanks, Daryl. We'll see you tomorrow.
For all her success, Taylor Swift had never had a song top the Billboard Hot 100 for 10 weeks until now. The Fate of Ophelia is the first of Swift's 13 career #1 hits to spend double digits at the top of that chart. One battle after another is in yet another battle with Sinners. The films lead this year's Motion Picture Sound Editors Awards nominations with 3 apiece. The 73rd Annual Golden Reel Awards take place March 8th in Los Angeles.
You will never find the one piece.
My friends. Together. There's nothing we can't take on.
Luffy and the Straw Hats face off against a secret society of assassins in the official teaser for Season 2 of One Piece. The pirate adventures continue when One Piece Into the Grand Line sets sail March 10th on Netflix. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Here's a good reminder to believe in yourself no matter what challenges are in front of you. This is a tiny muntjac deer. Didn't think twice about taking on this colossal Indian rhino, and seemingly won.
Aww.
Zookeepers say they were just playing around, just horsing around.
He's so brave, though.
Right?
He's so cute.
A little pet rhino.
Look at that rhino is amazing.
Yeah?
Wow.
And how they just, like, they know that they're just playing with each other. Nobody's being rough.
Well, they're probably well fed.
Well, I think if they weren't, the deer would be squished.
It's cute, everybody. It's very cute. Aww.
Oh, we already did this one. Can we skip ahead one script? Oh. There we go. Researchers at National Reserve in Kenya have found that elephants aren't actually afraid of drones.
Oh.
Fun fact.
Okay.
The elephants are... Apparently they're afraid of bees and the sound of older drones. Put them off a little bit as well, but the new ones are a little bit more high-tech, and they're able to track them. That's what they're using the drones for, to see their patterns and where they go and what they do.
That's really neat. Elephants are my favorite animal. Did you know that?
Is it because they always travel with their baggage? They always got their trunk?
You would have never missed an opportunity.
They never forget. Horton, here's a who. Horton, here's a who.
Wow.
Look at them. Look at them.
They're
just
really
mucking
sweet.
around.
Not afraid.
How do you clean that? You take it to a car wash? Time out.
Yes,
We're back right
pressure washer.
We're back in just a minute. It's Tuesday, January 13th.
I have no answers. I just want to know what happened. What time of death? What time did Pete pass? How did he pass? Where did he pass? And why?
Family of a 36-year-old patient in Saskatchewan who died after an altercation in hospital with a security guard now demanding answers.
We want reliable, predictable tariffs so that we do know what they are and that we don't want them to be changing without subject notice.
The Premier will join the Prime Minister on his visit to China, leaving producers and suppliers feeling optimistic.
Kirsten Belgrave up front trying to get in lanes, and there's Zach Nance who will send it right down Main Street.
And the Saskatchewan Rush are the first team in the NLL to 5 wins. Stay with us, Saskatchewan. Your morning starts right now. Welcome to Your Morning Saskatchewan. I'm Daryl.
And I'm Janelle Lipai. Thank you for being back with us.
So we're measuring our weather today and how far your garbage can or recycling bin is going to travel down the street.
Yes, we sure are.
Are we going like 3 car lengths? Are we going 4?
I would maybe give it 5 car lengths. Oof. Those wind speeds are strong, and they're continuing on like that through the week.
Like the big bad wolf, huffing and puffing and blowing your cart down. Let's get to your news. We'll get to weather in just a moment. Prime Minister Mark Carney will be in Prince Rupert, BC today before he heads off to China. While in BC, the Prime Minister will meet with Coastal First Nations to talk about major projects. Coastal First Nations, of course, opposed to proposed pipeline projects, saying they were not properly consulted before Ottawa signed that memorandum of understanding with Alberta. As for the visit with China, Ottawa is expecting progress, but not necessarily breakthroughs on tariffs.
This has been a building block process. I'm confident there will be outcomes and deliverables.
China hit Canada with tariffs on canola, pork, and seafood, as you know, after Canada put a 100% tariff on Chinese-made EVs. However, the two countries may be more open to cutting a deal as they look to diversify trade. Mark Carney is expected to meet with Chinese President Xi Jinping on Friday. Our Premier is also going to now be on that trip. Sierra D'Souza Butts reports.
Since China imposed tariffs on agricultural products, producers across Saskatchewan continue to feel the impacts.
We've seen our input costs have continued to rise, although maybe not as fast as they had been in the past, but they've continued to increase, and we're seeing our commodity prices decreasing.
In response to Canada imposing a 100% tariff on electric vehicles and a 25% tariff on steel and aluminum from China, the country imposed tariffs on Canadian exports, including canola, seafood, and pork. The ongoing trade dispute has caused uncertainty for those in the egg industry. But now that Prime Minister Mark Carney is making his first official trip to China, along with Premier Scott Moe, producers and suppliers are feeling a bit more optimistic.
We need China as a market for the products that we grow here. It's a very important market for the commodities that we grow. So ultimately, we need to see those trade relations normalized.
The 5-day trade mission intends to raise Canada's engagement on trade, energy, agriculture, and international security with China, along with expanding its markets for Canadian goods with countries other than the U.S. In an email statement, Premier Scott Moe said Canada and Saskatchewan need a strong relationship with China, and these meetings support the process of recalibrating how we work together.
You can't ignore the economic giants, China, India, the United States.
Al-Khatib says a face-to-face visit is the only way a resolution can be reached to rebuild Canada's international trade relations.
Tariffs are the new weapon of, establishing the new world order in trade. So what we want is reliable, predictable tariffs so that we do know what they are and that we don't want them to be changing without subject notice.
We just want to see some normal trade again. We want to be able to make a living.
Carney's visit will be the first by a Canadian Prime Minister since 2017. As for Moe, this will be his second time traveling to the country within the last 6 months. Sierra D'Souza Butts, CTV News, Regina.
Ahead of the Prime Minister's visit to China, 2 Liberal MPs have cut short a sponsored visit to Taiwan. MPs Helena Jazik and Marie-France Lalonde say they are leaving early based on advice from the government, adding this does not change Canada's stance on Taiwan. Family of a man who died after an altercation in a Saskatoon hospital demanding answers. Jeremy Dodge is following this. We turn things over to you.
Thank you, Daryl. We're talking about Trevor Dubois, 36 years old, undergoing chemo treatment for a brain tumor at Royal University Hospital last week when his mother received a call that he had died after an altercation with hospital security. Police called in to investigate. We're told security went into Dubois' room because they believed he had a gun. Investigators said an imitation firearm along with meth and drug paraphernalia were found. But Dubois' family says the imitation was actually a cigarette holder and lighter shaped like a gun with pink and yellow colors. Police declined to share a photo or additional info on the imitation, noting the investigation's ongoing.
I have no answers. I just want to know what happened. What time of death? What time did he pass? How did he pass? Where did he pass? And why?
The health authority says the security guard involved has been suspended and an independent review into the officer's use of force is underway. Dubois being remembered as someone who wanted to make the world a better place. As a social worker, he was known for supporting youth in northern Saskatchewan. Now, more than 200 staff at another Saskatoon hospital are calling on the province and the health authority to create a safety plan to respond to violence and safety concerns. A letter written on the weekend addressed to senior leadership at the Saskatchewan Health Authority and the provincial government are giving a look at what employees are experiencing at St. Paul's Hospital. The letter, signed by emergency room staff, provides testimonials. Workers describe having blood spit on them and many instances of weapons being used or concealed. It says a grenade was brought into the emergency room. People had been tased in the waiting room, and security had been stabbed, with other staff being kicked, punched, or wrestled to the ground. The letter calls for more security, safety measures, and things like metal detectors to help address violence. The CTV News has reached out to the SHA about the letter, but have yet to hear back. All right, Daryl, time to get wet. These next three stories involve water.
Lots of water. If you're in BC along the Chilliwack River, they're being told to be ready to leave at a moment's notice.
We just want people to be really ready to leave at a moment's notice should the need arise, and have things of importance ready to grab at a moment's notice.
An evacuation alert covers more than 200 properties to prepare for rising water. People spent yesterday filling up and setting up sandbags. An atmospheric river has dumped as much as 100 millimeters of rain in the area. All of the BC coast is under high stream flow advisories or flood warnings. People being told to stay away from fast-moving water. Leaders of the Saskatchewan First Nation are expressing frustration over what they call a lack of government response to that community's state of emergency. It's been more than a week since the Northern Ontario remote community has declared a state of emergency. This over their water treatment system failing. Sewage backed up into homes and contaminated the water. The chief says no political leaders from Ontario have reached out, and that the response from the federal government does not match the urgency of the situation. Indigenous Services Canada says water and wastewater management operations and consulting personnel have been deployed and that repairs are underway. The entire population remains under evacuation, with hundreds of people already moved out. People in Calgary being urged to follow restrictions as water use rises to unsustainable levels once more.
As we refill this pipe and bring it back up to pressure, there's still a real chance that we could see another break.
It's been 2 weeks since the Bears Paw South main feeder broke. The pipe has now been fixed and the systems are slowly coming back online, but officials say after trending down on day one for water usage, it's jumped back up to 505 million litres, which officials say is not a sustainable level. They wanted around 485 or less. City is continuing to ask people to cut down on showering, toilet flushing, and only run full loads of laundry and dishes. Overseas, Russia striking several cities in Ukraine overnight, launching one of its biggest missile and drone attacks of the new year. Strikes killed at least 4 people and knocked out power to millions more across Ukraine. The president, Volodymyr Zelensky, says Russia launched nearly 300 drones, 18 ballistic missiles, and 7 cruise missiles in the overnight attack on 8 regions across the country. Emergency power cuts were imposed in the capital, Kyiv, and other cities, other regions, leaving many with no heat in freezing temperatures. U.S. lawmakers are planning to visit Denmark this week as President Donald Trump continues threatening to take over Greenland, an autonomous part part of the United Kingdom of Denmark. Now, the bipartisan delegation will be led by Democratic U.S. Senator Chris Coons. Trump has repeatedly claimed Washington must own Greenland to prevent Russia or China from occupying the territory. Greenland and Denmark say Greenland is not for sale, but Trump has not ruled out taking it by force. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio is set to meet with Denmark next week to discuss the issue. The Saskatchewan Roughriders have signed a pair of players to extensions. Riders signed Tavon Campbell to an extension yesterday. He was an all-CFL player with 6 interceptions last year. Riders also extending middle linebacker Jameer Thurman.
Some corners with a little bit of size and some speed, and even TC was out there, laying a couple hits last year. He's got some magnets in his hands, and we're really based off of turnover football. And
very important to get Jameer back. He's one of our leaders, obviously a team captain, just a consummate professional. Works his butt off, gives us some continuity at the middle linebacker spot.
A city in China is testing robotic traffic police officers. They are equipped with the latest AI chips, cameras, and laser robots. Take a look at your screen. There they are. The robo-officers can be on duty, of course, 24 hours a day, gather traffic information, and direct traffic. The research and development team behind this conducted extensive data training on regulations and cases by connecting to traffic lights and management system. The hope is that the robot can help assist human officers in handling repetitive tasks during peak hours and make them more efficient. Plus, they're handsome, right?
Incredibly handsome.
Why not?
Very good looking.
Robots are taking over at Skynet.
That's right. Ooh, that's unsettling, though. Yeah, I don't think I like that.
Thankfully, we're a ways away from iPad on stick telling us the weather. We still got you.
Yes, I will still be here. Kayleen will still be here. And luckily, I'm here to give you some good news today. Now, despite those wind speeds we're experiencing today, that temperature is still beautiful. We're at -1 currently right here in Regina. Seeing those winds at about 24 kilometers per hour. And again, once that sun does come up, we are expecting to see quite a bit of it here today. Over to Saskatoon now, 0 degrees, 24 kilometer per hour winds as well, and a sunnier day. So despite those temperatures looking decent, we are going to be feeling -7 or so for both Regina and Saskatoon. So still dress warm here today. Now let's talk about those wind speeds. As you can see here, they climb quite significantly as the day goes on. So from this morning until this evening, we are expecting to see anywhere from about 20 to 50 kilometer per hour wind speeds right here in Saskatchewan. So it is going to be impacting that temperature. Make sure you're bundling up a little bit, because even though the temperatures look nice, it's going to feel cooler. For our current temperatures in the city, Buffalo Narrows is at 1 degree. South End -16. Prince Albert 1 degree. Melfort and Hudson Bay both at 2 degrees. Kindersley 3 degrees along with Swift Current. We've got Weyburn at 2 degrees. Estevan 1 and Wynyard 1 as well. For our forecast here today, the Battleford seeing about 3 degrees as the high. Swift Current 4 along with Moose Jaw. Estevan 3 degrees, seeing those wind speeds as well in Yorkton at 2. For our 7-day forecast today in Regina, we'll be seeing 1 degree as our high. Again, seeing that sunshine as well. It's beautiful to see. And then to tomorrow as well, 2 degrees, more sunshine. Now Thursday is when we're expecting to see some precipitation. So again, 0 degrees, going to feel cooler. Those winds are headed northwest on Thursday at about 48 kilometers per hour. We'll get through the rest of the week though with some sunshine. And on Sunday, we're expecting to see more precipitation in the form of snow and -14. Over to Saskatoon now, 1 degree here today. That'll follow into tomorrow as well. Thursday all around a windy day. We've got 0 degrees as the high. Those winds are headed northwest at about 47 kilometers per hour in the Saskatoon area. We'll get through the rest of the week, however, with fairly decent temperatures and less wind as well. And we'll get into Sunday with -14. Expecting to see some snow falling over Saskatoon and area.
January 13th, 1984, Ann Cools becomes the first black Canadian appointed to the Senate of Canada. January 13th, 1999, Toronto's mayor called in the Canadian Army to help dig the city out after the snowstorm of the century. 118 centimeters of snow had fallen in 2 weeks. And in 1998, Hydro-Quebec turned off the electric logo on its Montreal headquarters as 380,000 customers were still without power during an ice storm. And
all them women gonna make me teach them what they don't know how. I'm going to Jackson.
On this day back in 1969, Johnny Cash recorded the album Johnny Cash at Folsom Prison in front of some 2,000 inmates, helping reestablish himself as one of country music's most relevant artists.
In case you missed it, the Saskatchewan Rush are the first team to win 5 times this season in the National Lacrosse League. They shot out the lights in Las Vegas on Friday.
Kirsten Belgrave up front trying to get in lanes, and there's Zach Nance who will send it right down Main Street.
Beat down. Ryan Keenan led the way with 6 goals and 6 assists. Robert Church had 8 assists as the Rush toppled the Desert Dogs 21-15. Zach Mann's now tied for the league lead with 16 goals. Frank Chiliano got his league-leading 5th win in net. Rush next will have their first ever meeting with the Oshawa Firewolves. That's the team that relocated from Albany in the offseason. So looking forward to that.
This is such a great sport to see live. Have you ever gone live, Janelle?
Oh, it's
No,
so
I
fun.
You
haven't.
have to go live. It does not translate as well, I don't think, my personal opinion, to television. But live, the energy, the music, the lights, oh my goodness.
All right, I've got this on my agenda then.
What a performance. Yeah, go up. Jeremy will let you stay in the guest room.
Thanks, Jeremy.
Yeah.
That is so generous.
And then we'll find out where he lives so we can go to that summer barbecue. Question of the day, we were wondering what that one thing is that you can't start your day without.
Yeah,
on the
we
big
got
board.
some good answers. Got quite a few good answers
Regale
today.
me.
We've got Rod here who says...
Pandering.
I added this. I did add this one, and I really liked it. Coffee and your morning Saskatchewan.
Great answer.
Always to begin the day.
Great answer.
We'll take that.
Rod.
We'll take it. Donna, thank you for the love. She drinks a couple of cups of warm water to start her day and hangs out with us.
Yeah. All right, let's see what we got next. Sean, who says, I need my coffee every morning. This is the consistent answer.
Can't live without checking your cell phone in the morning. Lori, you might want to unplug 1 or 2 days a week.
I am no better.
Yeah, well, it's part of our work, but Saturday, do I touch that thing? Not a chance. Michelle, thank you for
Same
watching. Terry, coffee, and Wordle. I want to know what his Wordle start word is. Because everybody's got their key start word.
I don't know.
Right? You gotta get a good one to get close to winning.
Interesting.
Thanks for participating. We're back right after this.
It's the most common sexually transmitted infection in the U.S. About 13 million Americans, including teens, are infected with human papillomavirus or HPV every year, and lack of awareness may be putting many at risk.
HPV is extremely preventable with vaccination.
Dr. Electra Pasquette with the Ohio State University Comprehensive Cancer Center says many people don't know about the long-term cancer risk linked to HPV because only women can be tested for the virus. Experts say many mistakenly think they're primarily at risk. But every year in the U.S., HPV causes about 36,000 cases of cancer in both women and men.
It can remain in the body for many, many years, but it inserts itself into the DNA and can cause cancer to develop in up to 6 different sites of the body.
Those sites where cancer can appear from HPV are the cervix, vagina, vulva, penis, and in both men and women, the anus, as well as cancer in the back of the throat. But the CDC says HPV vaccination can prevent more than 90% of these cancers.
It is now recommended for boys and girls starting at age 9 and going through age 18. There's also a catch-up vaccine available up to age 26, and then from 26 to age 45 with shared decision-making with a physician.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Now to the paraglider who fell nearly 500 feet into the ocean and survived, and the incident was caught on camera. Will Reeve has the story.
Oh my gosh, oh my gosh.
This morning, a 52-year-old paraglider is lucky to be alive after surviving a fall from nearly 500 feet.
This one is probably a once-in-a-lifetime situation.
The Riviera Beach Police Department sharing this stunning cell phone video captured on Friday. Brian Wenglar's plummeting into the water off Singer Island, Florida.
911, police, fire, medical.
I just saw someone fall out of the sky. We need paramedics here immediately.
Witnesses say the powered paraglider hit a gust of wind and lost control, the parachute partially collapsing. Lifeguards and beachgoers immediately springing into action.
Within maybe seconds of him crashing into the water, I started running and radioed my partner, John Wendell.
When she radioed, she said, "Hey, can you see paraglider?" And all I could see was a speedboat with a parasail behind it, and just couldn't see the victim. She radioed ahead because she knew that this was bad.
I'm on the beachside right now.
Police rushing to the scene moments later. Body camera footage showing what remained of the damaged parachute and equipment.
I lost my phone.
In the water?
Yeah.
Wenglar's, seen here, was thankfully uninjured, according to first responders.
He was in surprisingly good shape. In fact, it stunned me, and I was relieved.
It was a perfect situation, and it could have gone so much worse, and I'm just happy with the outcome.
Will Reeve, ABC News, New York.
We're focusing in on simple solutions that make this year your best one yet, as we welcome in lifestyle and DIY expert Denise Wild. Good morning, Denise.
Hi, Janelle. Good morning. Yes, simple solutions. Let's not complicate things, right?
Absolutely. So let's start off with some tips to keep you organized.
Yes. Okay. My biggest tip when it comes to organizing your home for the new year is just start small. Tackle one small area. Maybe it's a junk drawer. Maybe it's a pantry shelf. You're going to purge, sort, organize. And when you're doing one small space at a time, then it just makes it more manageable, less daunting, and kind of gives you more momentum to tackle the rest of your house over time. You have the whole year to do this.
Absolutely you do. And life is so busy. How about eating healthy on the go?
Yeah, well, eating well doesn't have to mean cooking every meal at home. You just make small, better for you choices, especially when grabbing food on the go. Subway Canada has a new Fresh Fit menu with 5 6-inch subs, each with 21 plus grams of protein, all under 500 calories. They're a refreshed take on fan favorites like rotisserie style chicken and turkey, topped with fresh veggies, Canadian cheddar, multigrain bread. They're nutritious, delicious. The price point is affordable. It's about recognizing that everyday athlete in yourself and making better food choices whenever you can. That's at Subway.
Delicious. And what if we want to stay at home?
Right. Okay. The new year is a great time to look for simple ways to add more nutrition to the meals your family already loves. This is Catelli's Protein Plus Pasta. It delivers 17 grams of protein per serving, and it's made with chickpeas, peas, and lentils. Look, my son loves it. Your kids will not notice a difference. It's perfect for adding meaningful nutrition to those everyday kid favorites like butter and cheese pasta. You can find a store near you by visiting catelli.ca, and even more shapes are coming soon: rigatoni, rotini, and spaghettini.
All right, and remind us, how can we practice moderation?
Well, lots of people are leaning toward a more mindful approach for drinking this year. They're choosing, balance over all or nothing, but taste is really at the heart of it. It still matters. That's what the Jackson Triggs new 0% and light wines are all about. It's the same award-winning flavor Canadians already know and love. It's just reimagined for more moments in your day. Maybe you're unwinding after work, hosting friends, or just taking a break from alcohol. They've got 0% rosé, 0% Sauvignon Blanc, light Pinot Grigio, light Cabernet Sauvignon. They're moderation wines that actually taste great. And Jackson Triggs is really setting the standard for the modern drinking movement with these.
Sounds fantastic. Denise, thank you so much for spending some time with me here this morning.
Thank you so much. Happy New Year, everyone.
Your morning continues. It is 8:30, and we begin with Statistics Canada cutting hundreds of jobs. Those layoffs will begin, they say, this week with 100 right off the bat. The federal agency confirms it's entering into what they're calling a workforce adjustment period, which will impact about 850 jobs and 12% of the executive team. The finance minister federally said the Canadian Public Service had grown too large. Liberals now looking to reduce the size of its service from its peak at 367,000 in March of 2024 to 330,000 by 2029. A group of international central bank chairs, including the Bank of Canada Governor Tiff Macklem, have issued a statement following their solidarity with the U.S. Federal Chair Jerome Powell. That statement says that the independence of central banks is a cornerstone of price, financial, and economic stability, adding that it's crucial and critical to preserve that independence with the full respect for the rule of law and democratic accountability. The Trump administration had threatened Powell with a criminal indictment over testimony he gave before Congress regarding renovations at the Federal Reserve's headquarters. The U.S. president is continuing to weigh in on the political military options against Iran in response to the regime's crackdown on anti-government protests. Ian Pennell reports.
This morning, the Trump administration weighing options against Iran in the wake of a growing massacre of unarmed civilians calling for change. According to U.S. officials, new sanctions are on the table against key regime officials. Cyber attacks and influence operations also in play, as well as potential strikes on military targets. Iran's foreign minister shifting blame, saying demonstrations have turned violent because Trump said he would intervene if there was bloodshed. Human rights activists reporting more than 640 people have been killed since the protest began 2 weeks ago. Over 10,000 arrested. The unrest sparked by a deepening cost of living crisis with massive inflation and a collapsing currency. Now, an internet blackout imposed to try to stop the flow of information, but activists say protests ongoing. Dr. Kayvan Miradi, an Iranian-American doctor in the US, says he's in touch with doctors inside Iran's hospitals who've made contact via the satellite service Starlink.
They said bodies and bodies of dead people just coming in. There's no place for the morgue to even put them.
This video shows people searching rows of body bags inside a morgue in Tehran, desperate to find missing relatives. And this morning, the regime cracking down even further, vowing to punish some of those arrested severely and swiftly, with fears of widespread executions.
These are some of the most consequential protests we've seen inside Iran for years. The White House and Iran indicating talks are possible, but with threats from President Trump and Iranian hardliners not backing down, there doesn't seem to be a quick or peaceful resolution in sight. Ian Pannell, ABC News in Istanbul.
Russia striking several cities in Ukraine overnight, launching one of its biggest missile and drone attacks of the new year. The strikes killed at least 4 people and knocked out power to millions across the country of Ukraine. The president, Volodymyr Zelensky, says Russia launched nearly 300 drones, 18 ballistic missiles, and 7 cruise missiles in that overnight attack on 8 regions across Ukraine. Emergency power cuts were imposed in the capital, Kyiv, and other regions, leaving many with no heat in freezing temperatures. Elon Musk's AI chatbot Grok is coming to the Pentagon.
Very soon, we will have the world's leading AI models on every unclassified and classified network throughout our department. Thank you very much.
Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, who you just heard from there, says Grok will join Google's AI engine inside the Pentagon network. He made the announcement at SpaceX in Texas as part of the push to integrate as much military data as possible into developing technology. It follows global criticism of Grok for generating sexualized deepfake images without people's consent. Malaysia and Indonesia have already banned grok, and the UK's independent online safety watchdog has launched an investigation. Autism advocates are celebrating the release of the first ever Barbie on the Spectrum. The new doll is part of the Mattel Fashionista collection, which includes dolls with a diverse range of skin tones, hair textures, body types, and health conditions. The new Barbie wears pink noise-canceling headphones to reduce sensory overload and holds a pink tablet that represents her augmentative and alternative communication device. Her purple pinstripe dress is purposely flowy, loose-fitting, and short-sleeved, a nod to how some people with autism prefer to keep fabric from touching their skin. A Regina catering company that offers training for people with cognitive differences is now open a restaurant. Wayne Mantica reports.
Plans are continuing to turn the former YMCA building on 13th Avenue into a health and fitness hub. The latest service to be added is a restaurant operated by Regina's nonprofit Munch Catering.
And we work with people who have cognitive differences, just who need a little bit more support. And I basically work with them and teach them how to cook and utilize their skills.
The former Y building is now owned by a group of doctors. They have established Regina's largest medical practice, known as the Nest Health Center. Over 100 professionals and support staff are offering a comprehensive range of services.
We're keen to build integrative teams that can work together in a collaborative way to provide really robust community-based care for patients. And with the community being able to provide primary care, make sure that patients have continuity of care, they're getting care where they need, when they need, without always having to resort to a hospital or an emergency room.
Part of the wellness focus is on prevention. The Nest offers a full range of fitness programs in areas once operated by the Y.
Your doctors, your physiotherapists, all the medical integrate with training and with functional movement, with playing racquetball, squash, getting people to move, because movement is medicine.
Future plans call for a pharmacy and diagnostic services, including CT scans, all part of a collaborative approach to improve the well-being and care of patients. Wayne Mantica, CTV News, Regina.
Cost of electronics on the rise thanks to the growing demand for AI technology. Random access memory, better known to you as RAM, is crucial in the functionality of nearly all forms of personal technology, but it's not always powerful enough to support AI, as many major producers shift their focus to build technology that can meet the increasing demand of AI. The supply of traditional RAM will drop significantly in price for consumers.
There's sort of the traditional RAM that we all use in our phones, our cars, laptops, like say your PlayStation. And then what AI needs is a slightly different product. It needs what we call sort of a high bandwidth memory. And so it's similar in concept, but it's built sort of completely different.
Mescal, who you just heard from there, says this will likely affect the prices of electronics for up to 2 years. There's a trend that's happening across the globe, an increase of vinyl album sales. It's not just records. Several stores say they're seeing people wanting to disconnect from digital life by turning to traditional formats like hardcover books, DVDs, VCRs, even cassette tapes. Drew Peters reports.
For me, it's just like a much more enjoyable, focused way of listening to music, I guess.
Browsing his local record store is something Portland resident Matt Nye says he's been doing more and more recently.
Just the whole ritual of it, I find very almost romantic or much more enjoyable than just double clicking a song or an album on my computer.
Owner of Electric Buddhas in Portland, Mike Breton, says Nye is one of dozens of customers he's been seeing recently who've been looking for more traditional media formats.
There's been a huge demand for things you would normally have given away a year or two ago or 5 years ago. People are looking for VCRs. People are looking for even DVD players now.
A demand Breton attributes mainly to the increased prevalence of AI-produced media and digital streaming services that rely on subscription fees rather than paying to own each piece of media.
People having the real thing, not having this intangible, ghostly connection to what makes them happy, but rather have it themselves.
It isn't just record stores seeing a bump in customers, though. Bookstores like Print a Bookstore here in Portland are also seeing an increase.
There is really a movement among people to disconnect. Everything is so digital. We're all online all the time.
A movement co-owner, Josh Christie, says is bringing a variety of young readers to his shop, sparking enough demand for them to start 5 different book clubs this past year.
There is growth in the physical bookstore space, and I think that wouldn't be happening if people weren't really yearning for this physical media.
Among the customers looking to disconnect are Zoe Sabatish and May Peterson.
And then I'll read the covers of a bunch and then choose one.
Who say the overwhelming onslaught of constant access to media through our screens is pushing them to spend more time reading physical books.
Yeah. I think it adds like a slowness into my life that I don't get when I'm spending time on a screen.
A trend they say they're seeing grow among their generation, and one both shops hope continues.
Ice fishing is starting to catch on in South Korea. Except they do it a little differently, as you see. No lines, rods, just jump in the water and grab a fish. Just easy as that. For those who prefer the classic method, that's also available. Ice fishing is part of a winter festival happening this month in South Korea that attracts up to 65,000 visitors a day. So would you do it, Would you jump into the pool and just try to grab one like a bear with your bare hands?
No.
Come on. Where's your sense of adventure?
I think it's in there. It's deep in there, but I don't know if I'm up for holding a fish with my hands. I don't know, maybe.
Comes with our daily warning to check the ice before you step on the ice if you are going to go ice fishing.
That's right.
Anywhere in the province.
Absolutely, that's right. Make sure you're safe out there, especially as these temperatures start to get a little bit warmer. As you can see behind me here in Regina, that sun is coming up. -1 currently. Again, feeling closer to -7 with these wind speeds. Here in Regina, it's 24-kilometer-per-hour winds, so it is making things feel a little bit cooler. But on the bright side, we're expecting to see quite a bit of sunshine here today. And in Saskatoon, a little bit slower, but that sun is still coming up. 0 degrees, again, 24-kilometer-per-hour winds rather, and a sunnier day ahead. Now let's dive into these wind speeds because we are expecting to see them increase significantly as the day goes on. So this starts early this morning until later this evening. We are expecting to see anywhere from 20 to 50-kilometer-per-hour winds here today. We have seen that remain consistent throughout the morning, so that is something to be mindful of because it's going to make these beautiful temperatures feel a little bit cooler. For currents right here in Saskatchewan, Buffalo Narrows at 1 degree along with Prince Albert, Spiritwood 0, Melfort and Hudson Bay both at 2 degrees, Kindersley and Swift Current 3 degrees, Weyburn 2. We've got Estevan at 1 along with Wynyard and Yorkton 2 degrees. For our highs today, the Battleford seeing about 3 degrees, Prince Albert 2 degrees and seeing some precipitation. Yorkton 2 degrees as well, Estevan 3 and really feeling those wind speeds. Moose Jaw and Swift Current both at 4. Let's look at that 5-day forecast now. Here today in Regina, 1 degree as our high. We'll be reaching a low of about -6 tonight. As we get through the rest of the week and into Thursday, we'll be seeing about 0 degrees. So a beautiful temperature, but precipitation is expected. We will be seeing some snow and some strong wind speeds on Thursday here. Those will be headed northwest at about 48-kilometer-per-hour. Over to Saskatoon now, 1 degree is the high for today. Tomorrow, seeing a little bit less sunshine, but still that same beautiful temperature of 1 degree. Now on Thursday, universally a very windy day here in Saskatchewan. Saskatoon will be seeing those wind speeds at about 47 kilometers per hour. So again, making these lovely temperatures feel colder. However, we'll get into the weekend in Saskatoon, especially on Saturday where we're hitting that 0 degree mark. Those wind speeds are headed northwest at 21 kilometers per hour, but still lots of sunshine and that beautiful temperature.
Global central bankers, including Canada's Tiff Macklem, have thrown their support behind U.S. Fed Chair Jerome Powell after the Trump administration ratcheted up its already unprecedented pressure campaign against the Federal Reserve. Reacting to the threat of criminal charges being leveled at the U.S. Monetary Authority, central banks, including the European Central Bank and the Bank of England, said they stand in full solidarity with the Fed and Powell. Macklem, in a statement Monday, said that the Fed chair reflects the very best in public service and has his full support. Well, as Canadians struggle with soaring prices, McDonald's says it's trying to offer them a break today by dropping the price of its value menu and expanding the number of discounted items it offers as consumers struggle with the higher cost of living, and they're cutting back on even the cheapest restaurant visits. The fast food giant is announcing its McValue meal bundles will now cost $5 before tax, down from $5.99, a price that the company has committed to freeze for a year. The discount menu will also now include 4 breakfast combos during morning hours. Those are your morning business headlines. For B&M Bloomberg, I'm Roger Peterson.
Hope's Home is hosting Swinging with the Stars on February 7th in Regina and March 27th in Prince Albert. It's all in support of a good cause, and today we're learning more about it as we welcome in Jackie Tischer. Jackie, thank you so much for being here.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
We are so excited to get into this. What a fun event. Remind us a little bit about what Hope's Home is all about.
Yes, well, Hope's Home cares for children with complex medical needs in 2 programs that we offer services. We have early learning and child care, which is medically inclusive. So we take children with medical needs, their siblings and kiddos from their community in a daycare setting in our early learning centers, so parents can work or just get a break of that 24-hour care of having a child with such high medical needs. And then also we have homes throughout the province where children, we have 33 beds where children live in our various homes here in Saskatchewan.
Wow, amazing. Yeah. And so for maybe somebody who hasn't heard of it yet, tell us a little bit about what Swinging with the Stars is all about.
So Hope's Home fundraises, obviously. We are partnered with the Ministry of Education, Social Services and Health and SHA, but we do have to fundraise for certain programs and services that we do provide that make us unique. So Swinging with the Stars is a great event that we've held for, I think, gosh, how many years? It's been 7 years, where we get local celebrities to come together. We have 8 and match them up with professional dancers. And just like Dancing with the Stars, they practice for months in advance and then they come and perform and raise money for Hope's Home. And how they raise money is that you get to vote. Right now online you can vote for your favorite dancer and then they perform that night. So we will have People's Choice as the couple that raised the most money will be the People Choice Award. And then we have the Judges Award, which will be their favorite dance that night.
And who are the stars?
Oh my goodness. So we have Nikki from Capital Automotive, which is really exciting. She's super excited to participate. We've asked for her for a couple of years and she finally can this year. We've got Tony from Heavy Gym. We've got a couple realtors. We have Dr. Cott, who is OBGYN, a baby catcher, as we say. And yeah, there's 8 people from Regina that are going to be, raising money for Hope's Home.
Incredible. And if somebody's looking to be a part of this, come check it out. How can they do that?
Well, we still have a few tickets left, but not much. I heard yesterday that I think we're down to 3 or 4 tables. So that'll be over 600 people there. So that will sell it probably this week. But if you want to, I would go on today at hopeshome.org and look at your tickets. And you can also go on there and vote for your favorite dancer.
Amazing, Jackie. Thank you so much. It was great to catch up with you.
Yeah, you too. Thank you. Have a great day.
I love this woman and I have to tell her.
Rom-com fans can spend their Valentine's Day weekend at the movie theater watching the re-release of an 80s classic. Pretty in Pink is returning to cinemas to celebrate its 40th anniversary. You can catch the film written by John Hughes and starring Molly Ringwald, John Cryer, and Andrew McCarthy in theaters February 12th through 16th.
Lady, brother, be careful.
I will.
After picking up 2 Golden Globe Awards Sunday, Sinners is now a top nominee for the 57th annual NAACP Image Awards. The Michael B. Jordan film scored 18 nods in the motion picture categories. Bel Air leads the TV categories with 7 nominations, while Kendrick Lamar leads all music nominees with 6. The ceremony will take place February 28th.
And I can't be without you, baby.
Mary J. Blige is heading to Sin City for her first ever Las Vegas residency. She'll be playing 10 shows at Park MGM in May and July. Tickets go on sale this Friday. And Grey's Anatomy star Patrick Dempsey turned 60 today. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. Melissa Adon, ABC News, Los Angeles.
The mullet made a huge comeback this week at the Pennsylvania Farm Show.
The comeback tour feels like it's been half a decade now, but these Pennsylvanians have taken it to another level. Here's ABC's Danny New.
So much I got rock.
At the 110th Pennsylvania Farm Show this week,
USA! USA!
more than 1,000 turned out to take in its annual mullet contest.
I think Pennsylvania is one of the best states that has mullets in their competitions.
Teenager Alex Booz here won the ages 13 to 18 category.
And that leaves first place my man right here, Alex.
For a passion that came to him mysteriously.
I couldn't tell you exactly why, but I just decided one day I wanted a mullet, and since then I've been growing it out to where it is now.
The contestants were evaluated for their cut, presentation, and commitment, with 5 different age categories, including 5 and under.
Drew, let's shoot first place.
Meanwhile, the ages 6 through 12 winner sealed the top prize with an homage.
Knows not to mess with Sir Joseph Dirt.
As he honored the 2001 comedy starring David Spade, Joe Dirt.
We'll do crowd's choice.
In fact, there was also a special award in honor of America's 250th birthday for the most patriotic participant. I'm assuming they all tied.
Let's win this thing!
And of course, there are mullet contests all across the land.
I'm never gonna get rid of my mullet.
A few years ago, I introduced you to Brody from Boston as he competed in the USA Mullet Championships.
USA! USA!
However, if you ask this week's teenaged mullet champ about why the Keystone State's mullet is so special,
I think Pennsylvania just goes big or goes home.
Now, if you've been working on your mullet game for years, like some of us, the USA Mullet Championships usually closes registration around July, so you've got time to grow it even longer if you dare. In New York, for ABC News, I'm Danny New.
My sister's been going through our parents' house and sending us all the pictures of me as a child. I never had a mullet, but boy, did my cousins. Oh, boy. Did you have one, JD? No?
No, I never did, but my cousin did.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Yeah, I got some good pictures of
I didn't have one
Dana
either.
and Blake with their hair flowing in the wind back there. My goodness.
Yeah.
There's nothing better than starting your day off like this. The times never seem so good, so good, so good. Seniors agree. It's DJ AG who donates his time to this care home in the United Kingdom to encourage them to sing and get up, get active. It's a great thing.
I love this idea.
That's really sweet and wholesome. It's just, there's joy in their hearts. You can tell.
There is joy in their hearts.
Everybody should have some joy in their hearts.
Take us to the kitchen.
All right, well, now let's take a look at this mixer mishap.
What did you think was going to happen?
So this is a mom who wanted to keep the batter spray to a minimum. So she put a dish towel on top of the bowl, but her daughter didn't know why and actually pushed the towel into the bowl, which then got caught in the mixer. Over 43 million people have viewed it and can't stop laughing along at the chaos in the kitchen. Yeah, that'll do it, though.
That'll do it.
Seems staged.
It does seem staged. JD, what do you got for us? I'll call shenanigans on that one.
Yeah, me too. All right. This is what it looks like when a drugstore takes over an old theater.
Wow. Spectacular.
Yeah. Runnymede Theater in Toronto, now the most beautiful Shoppers Drug Mart ever.
There it is.
Pretty neat.
That's stunning.
All right. Well, on that note, we'll say adieu. See you tomorrow.